Yeah.
Who's got the Helm of Comprehend Languages? Is that Orth?
Yep.
Okay. That you looted from Inkabod's body?
He was cool with it.
He was cool with it.
He didn't need it.
He didn't resist.
Alorian's body is now cold in the stone.
A
And
Lord will return.
A Dweller is just cold, period.
And damp.
Yeah.
Just damp.
Is there anything not clean that might be useful?
Good question.
Say that again?
Was there anything not cleaned that might be useful?
There's a couple weapons.
Let's see.
Eventually,
Is the
they'll be able to
treasure
shut down-
handout up to date?
Yes. Should be.
Is there anything in there still available?
Everything in there is, yeah. It's in the bag of holding. There's Bastard Sword +2. There's Chainmail +2.
An Oil of Open Mind. I wouldn't suggest it, though.
And there's +2 Elven Chain.
What did you do with all those copper ingots?
They're in there. We haven't been back to town yet.
You got to be getting close to the weight limit of that thing, aren't you?
Probably. We need to take it up above.
Yeah,
and let
250 pounds. We could dump those copper ingots as soon as it gets too heavy.
Well, we can take that stuff up to the top floor. We have a caravan that comes through every once in a while,
Yeah.
courtesy of the city.
Would the Elven Chain fit Haragi?
No, because it was elven size, right? It fit a lot.
Yeah, it fit Alorian. It was a little tight on him because he got it from an elf, like an elf female.
We can get you set up with that belay armor, but it has to be made first.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Belgrakas. I think everybody's here now.
We should haul this stuff up to the
Hello.
surface.
Hey,
So I
bef-
and I talked. I'm going to give him my cloak of protection, and I'll take the bracers AC2.
Sorry.
Bracers of AC2.
No, AC7.
I thought they were AC2. My
Alorian would have lived if he had bracers AC2.
Those would be some pretty kick-ass bracers.
Yeah.
Anyone mind if I take the Ring of Protection +1?
hold on a second. Let me find brass.
There's a +1 and a +2 ring? Because I have the +2 ring.
No, they're
No.
bracers AC2.
It says in the treasure handout, bracers AC7.
Am I in the? Is brass in this game?
Brass. Who's brass?
We'll say no.
Brass. Okay, wrong game. Sorry.
Does anyone
Yeah.
mind if I take the Ring of Protection +1?
Wrong game. Never mind. Never mind.
Ring of Protection +1.
Yeah.
Who's asking?
Haragi.
Haragi? Anybody have any issue with that?
I think.
All right, let me.
Because you
Haragi,
can't wear
what's
armor
your
with those,
AC?
can you?
You can't wear magic armor with the ring.
Harage, what's your AC without it?
Yeah, hold on a second. Right now my AC is 2. And it's not going to help for right now, but once I get the bullet armor, it will work with the Ring of Protection.
Yeah, but I think we've got folks with much worse ACs. Let me see.
Yeah, but
I have
would
an
going
AC.
would
The
going
difference
from
between a
like
2 and a
a
1 is
9.
pretty good.
yeah, but would going from like a 5 to a 6 really help someone? I think going from a
Well,
1 to
and
a
the other
3
question is, Brackus, I kind of understand that, but are you going to be up front and I'll stay in the middle?
I did kill an Ogrillin up with my staff.
I did want to point out.
I got
that
AC 6.
The Dweller has an AC of 9.
Ouch.
How are you still alive?
Maybe Dweller
Charm.
gets it just for that reason.
He could
Yeah,
get the
charm
boulet
and-
armor. He can get a set of boulet armor.
I don't know if that's really Dweller's
That wouldn't fit his
style.
character. would it?
Yeah, because it's like I'm like literally have a strength of 6.
You would be over-encumbered by the time.
I mean, I would literally be like, I mean, it would just be ridiculous looking on me.
Yeah, if Dweller can
Yeah, Dweller
use it, he's
You'll
got
need a
the worst
walking
AC.
stick in order to use it.
It used to be Elorian, so I guess you're
Yeah.
the reincarnated Elorian.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Wait,
I
I
mean,
I
thought
was
Elorian's
spiritual-
ring was a +2, and I thought I had that.
No, that was a plus.
And by the way,
plus
just
1 range.
just addressing the issue of who gets into melee combat, as we all know from this game, it doesn't matter whether you're in the front and engaged in melee. Something will come out of the walls and kill you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Does that ever happen?
Rob, I'm taking it off the list, so add it to yours.
All right, what is it? It's
Ring of
Oh,
Protection +1.
Oh, okay.
But just, and again, pointing out to you back, Baracus, my job is to be up in front and taking those hits. I've taken a whole lot more damage than
Yes.
I just
What
think
were
we
gonna
should be
doing with
looking
the
at it
of-
from a standpoint of making sure the entire party is survivable. Because we get hit from anywhere. Whether it's in the front or the back or whatever. But it doesn't matter. I mean, Dweller's got... I think the idea of giving it to Dweller is the best thing we can do right now.
Thank you.
I agree.
So we go from an 8, a 9 to an 8.
9 to an 8. Yay! I'll live
Yay.
now.
We have this mysterious ring that nobody knows what it is. Have Belgrakas or Gale looked at this ring?
Well, I had my detect magic up, so I could have
I don't know
determined
much
whether it
about
was
stuff
magic.
like that.
Well, it's definitely magic. We just don't know.
So
It
I would
showed
have
up on
to
Lorien, and nobody knows what it is.
I would have to memorize identify, and then there's only a chance that I can determine what it is. So it's better if we go to an expert in the city, I think.
Gotcha.
If we're going into the city anyway.
Well, I don't know that we're ready to go back just yet, but we might need to haul up some of this stuff to the surface.
Well, before we go up, so I hear that there is an altar here that needs some dwarven handiwork, some special care.
So Gale just wanders in after the battle like, huh, what are you guys doing in here?
Pretty much. No, I'm not. I'm not defiling it. I'm. What's the word I'm looking for?
Fixing it.
Consecrate.
Yeah, I'm consecrating it to a true god, the real god of this tower. While I'm playing with the gigantic Tarrasque. She's not that
Daddy is
big.
the one true God.
Exactly.
So, we did everything else on the other map, so I'm a little turned around. What do we know what's over here?
So there is over at this. So basically, you're in this room where you have the statue, and they're over there that Gale is kind of looking at. Gale, it's an altar that was consecrated to, I think it was Vaprak, if I remember correctly. And there's the dead corpses in the room. Gale, if you're up at the altar, you can hear every once in a while a little bit of scratching coming from behind it.
Oh,
Oh, that's interesting. Hey guys, I hear some scratching. Let's find it. And then we start smacking the altar.
Slow down.
Okay, I help him.
Orth rolls his eyes and steps forward.
Haragi, you and Dweller are in the room that's got. It looks like it was the quarters of.
We haven't searched that room yet.
What number room?
428.
428.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Yes. Didn't we already search this place?
Is
I
that
don't-
a golden door?
That's a bed.
I don't remember. Did we? I don't think we searched this.
Oh,
This-
maybe we were
this
about to
room.
search it.
Oh, sorry.
So the room that you're in is well appointed.
I cast
There's
detect magic in here. Remember, we each cast a detection spells. Because we were like we cast detect. Like I know, one of us cast detect magic, and I believe that was me. And we also cast, I think, detect evil or something. It was. I know there was at least 2 detection spells in here. Because I think that's like the last thing we did. But I think we kind of left off at that.
it was
I think you were
in
building it.
because you're in. I'll show you kind of where you are. You're in this room.
Thank you, Seto.
Yeah. So you had went into these rooms, right? Because you had just fought the creatures in here.
Okay, so let me put
Yeah, so
dwellers in.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
okay.
because I know that I cast detect magic, but I can't. But I don't think you. I think you're like, okay, well, I guess we'll do this next time or something.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So in that room that you're in, Dweller, there's some religious symbols hanging on wall pegs. There's a desk and a chair off to the right, and the desk is the one that is radiating a little bit of magic.
Is there anything obvious upon it, or does it seem to be inside the desk?
It seems to be inside the desk.
Do we have a thief in the house? Perhaps. No. Of
So
course.
I'll set the scene for you. So it looks like the 2 priests, Alleseto and Gale. It looks like you're basically in the worship chambers of a priest of Vaprak, and Dweller. It looks like you're perhaps in the bedroom of said priest. With the desk over here, he's got a bed on it that is draped in extreme finery. The bedspread itself is extremely well crafted, and the desk itself gives off a little bit of magic aura. Belgrakas, you can see into there. Who's the one that has the art ability?
That's Val.
You could roll your art check,
Okay.
Belgrakas.
Okie doke.
Haragi, you're standing in front of
Hello?
what looks to
Okay.
be a small wooden closet door that has a very fine latch on it.
I don't know if you saw my message I typed in.
Oh, okay. Let me see here. Was it on Discord or Roll20?
Roll 20. I just asked if I could have them up.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, so Belgrakas, you're doing the art. And Gale, you heard some scratching on the altar ahead of you. All right,
Yes, I did.
Belgrakas. You look at the linen sheets, and you think that they are maybe cheap ripoffs of silk sheets. Haragi, you don't see anything of value in this room outside of what maybe Dweller is looking at in the desk.
Yeah.
I'll point out that something is radiating magic from inside this desk.
Well, let's take a look.
I will be opening the closet.
All right. So Haragi opens the closet, and the closet is the door is fairly heavy for how thin it is. So it's obviously made with some wood that was imported. And in this closet, you see a it contains several silk nightgowns that look like they would not fit a massive half-ogre priest. And there's also a very fancy-looking fur coat. There are also several bottles of perfumes in here and some rubbing oils. In the desk, Dweller in Belgrakas, you open it up and pull open, and there are some scrolls in there with, it looks to be some 2 scrolls with 2 different prayers on them.
Priest.
I will pick them up and see if see what they are.
All right, one of them is Efficacious Monster Ward.
Is this a scroll that a druid can use?
This is the Sphere of Wards.
Not me.
All right, it's Efficacious Monster Ward. And then there's a scroll that's tied with a thin golden thread. And the thread itself is just basically a actual gold gold foil.
Is there anything magical, not about the thread itself? Like, I'm looking at it, okay, so I can detect the magic from the scroll. Can I detect magic from the thread?
No, the thread does not radiate any magic. It just looks like it was tied with a it looks like this spell might have been bestowed as a gift or a very powerful spell or something like that.
Then I will gently untie the thread and open up the scroll.
All right. The spell within. Let me just check my notes real quick here.
Is it a fur coat, you said?
Yes, it's a fur shroud, basically. And
All of that stuff's getting neatly dropped on the ground as I go further into the closet.
all right. In the closet, you see what looks to be a small little chain with a loop on it.
Don't pull that yet.
Pull it.
Well, we don't have a thief, and the place has been checked for magic, so he's going to pull it.
All right.
A light comes on.
The other scroll is the Sphere of Necromantic, and it's a raised dead scroll.
Oh, we need that. Priest.
I kind of disgustingly kind of pass it away. I don't want to touch it.
All right, yeah, you can see definitely the prayer written in the language of, it looks like Vaprak, so perhaps it would, but the scroll is imbued with magic. Gale, what were you doing? Haragi is just about to pull this chain.
So, really quick, I added the 2 scrolls, the silk robes, and a fur shroud to the
I thought it was muted this entire time.
All
party.
right. Let's see. Who's got the appraisal skill? Art appraisal?
Belgrakas.
You could do that for these shrouds just to see what they are.
Okie dokie. Hopefully it's better than the silk sheets. Yes, it is.
All right, so you take a look at the finery, and you can immediately tell it's for a female. The fur coat is worth 150 gold, and the 3 silk nightgowns are worth 25 gold apiece, and the 2 bottles of perfume are worth 25 gold pieces apiece.
Wow, all that stuff's worth a lot. You guys should take it and sell it in
Yeah.
town.
The only thing that doesn't look worth anything is the bed with the silk sheets and linen.
Given how expensive looking all this stuff is, can I re-roll in light of what I know about what's in the closet?
Yeah, you could.
All right, let me try.
How many perfumes or what was the total on the perfume?
3 perfumes, and then there's 3 bottles of oil worth 10 gold pieces. And you take a second look at the sheets, Belgrakas, and ascertain that they're worth 100 gold to the right market buyer in the city of Greyhawk.
You know, I originally thought that these sheets might be cheap knockoffs, but given the quality of the stuff in the closet, I suspect it's worth more. Probably along the line of this stuff. Maybe 100 gold?
All right, Alleseto and Orth, what are you doing? Gale and Bell Tower up at this altar.
Well, I'm not sure if Beltor.
I'm carrying things
Oh, yeah.
over
right.
to
There's
Bell
something
Tower to
more?
put in the bag.
All right. Alleseto?
I just want to make sure Beltor caught that healing. The
The
additional
extra
7.
7? No, I didn't see that. I just saw it right now. Thanks.
All right.
Hey, Warren, I can't edit my token again.
Let me take a look at it here. You can't edit your token?
It won't let me edit the.
Oh,
The
let me. There we go. Does it let you now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think the settings for your hit points were just not able to edit, so okay, fix it. All right, so Gale, what are you doing?
I think he's on mute again. Does he realize
Yeah,
that?
I did.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
I muted myself.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I hear there's something behind. Beltar was here to back me up. I'm going to start by first off, is that a statue on the altar or what exactly is it?
So on the actual altar itself is a bowl that looks like it's got some sort of sacrifice inside of it that was set to be burned in like a brazier.
Okay. So
You're
I'm gonna
not
baseball swing on that thing.
All right. Go ahead and
Then
roll your strength.
All right.
We have a big ass statue in here too, don't we?
Yes, that's right here. In fact, I can actually.
It's
I can put
out of
this-
here. I guess that rolls only a solid single.
There we go.
All right, Gale, you smash the altar and crack it, and as you do so, you can see behind it a grate
Okay.
with a lock on it.
So what I'm gonna try doing after that is I'm going to stick the staff back there and I'm gonna pry the rest of the altar away from it.
Okay. All right.
Getting
What are you
Bell
doing,
Tower's
Bell? It's a little heavy for Gale, even though he's wrenching with all his might.
I'll help him. Go hoist it over.
What's your strength, Gale?
His looks like a
My
17.
strength is a 17.
What's yours,
So you
Bell?
need help.
16.
Oh yeah, you guys can move it out of the way. So between the two, you're able to wrench the altar away from the back, and you can see that there is a grate with a lock on it. And you also, as you wrench the altar away, you find a catch that if you push it, it lowers the altar by about 3 feet, exposing this grate.
Oh, well,
Fuck that
now
thing.
we don't need to use it.
Didn't need it.
You
Fuck
see,
this altar.
this is how non-thieves handle things like this.
I let the people in the bedroom know that Gale found something.
All right. Haragi, you pull the chain and you hear a small little snick, and the back wall of the closet opens up like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Huh.
Oh, cool.
And then I
Where?
go
There's a save
back
point.
over here and I
I'll
tell
let-
these guys, Haragi found a secret door.
So this one's locked. Haragai's is open.
Oh, well. This one might have some cool treasure stuff in it.
Yeah, let's venture forth.
Let's go to that one first. It's already open, though.
Can we push the statue over before we leave this room?
Oh,
Well,
yes.
can you
required.
see what was causing the scratching noise, or is that gone?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the scratching
It
noise.
could
I'm
be
going to look in the grate.
Somebody in the
Gale, if you look through the grate, you have infravision, right?
Yes, I do.
You see the outlines of some hook horrors, and they look pretty bad, worse for wear, and they are chained to the wall. And you see a couple of shackles on the ground as well ahead of you.
I don't like hook horrors. I don't like creatures being chained.
I'm
So I'm
say,
going to point it out. There's chained hook horrors in here.
This is we just do a little bit of farm maintenance and put them out of their misery.
I am entering into the secret door.
All right, Harage, you have to duck through, and as you duck through, there's a little curtain, and then your eyes adjust to dim candlelight, and there's candles on a table and outlining
Bell's
a
got his
very
staff.
fancy bed.
Bell's got his staff with his continual light up, so
Oh,
you might be able to see.
You see a lightly dressed female rise out of bed, and she says, "Mugdar, is that you?" And then she rubs her eyes, and she says, she looks at you and kind of quizzically, she says, "Oh, I don't recognize you. Did Mugdar send you to fetch me?"
Yes. Yes, he did.
"Oh, can't you go back and tell Mugdar that I wish to sleep longer? I feel my duties have been successful." And then she kind of peers around you, Haraga, and she's like, "Wait a second. What is that human doing down here?" You're
What,
not-
is she, what race is she? From visual inspection.
She is human.
He's with
She's
me.
fairly tall. She's about 5'10", and very slender, dressed in extreme finery. Let's see. Does anybody have etiquette or any sort of cultural?
I do have the appraising.
You could roll an appraisal.
Well, now you know how much he fetches per an hour.
Yeah.
well, ouch.
So she is dressed in extreme finery, and she's got a gown that looks like it's worth about 35 gold. The sheets on her bed are worth about 60 gold, and she also is wearing a bunch of jewelry that's worth probably about 120 gold. So whoever she is, she's extremely well outfitted, and
So-
kind of out of place in a dungeon like this.
Yeah, I'm going to say, actually, I'm going to level with you because you don't look like you belong here. We're here trying to clear this out. And so if you want to leave, you can leave. Or if you want to stay, well, my comrades are okay with it. You can stay. But
She looks at you, Harage, and then she rushes past you and bows at Belgrakas' legs and says, "Oh, thank you, kind sir. I have been trapped here by that foul half-breed priest, defiling me with all of his horrible rituals. Please lead me to the surface."
That sounds horrific.
Huge lie. Anybody?
We would be happy to take you to the surface. Lady.
"Oh, thank you. I see that you have captured one of his minions here, although I have not seen one that is in such finery as this specimen that you have in your service."
answer wisely, Belgrakas. Use your name correctly.
Well, Haragi here is a very fine fellow.
She slips by Haraga and she puts her finger under your chin. She says, well, a bodyguard such as this, I should feel most safe exiting out of here. She says, let me grab a few things from my wardrobe.
Sure, and don't be alarmed by the rest of our group. We're a motley crew, but they all mean well.
Dweller kind of steps forward and he says,
Oh my
obvious
God.
question, milady. What is your name?
I am Bellari.
Larry.
That doesn't
I
sound
am-
terribly evil.
I am Dweller.
She looks kind of at you and her face kind of turns up in derision. She says, you're dirty and you smell. You should wear, even one of these gowns would be much better on you than what you're wearing.
Yes. I smell of pure nature.
Belgrakas, Haraga, and Dweller roll a charisma check.
Chicka wow wow.
Wow, Belgrakas is rocking it.
Haraga. Okay, she comes out and the rest of the party gets a look at her. Gale, go ahead and roll. Alleseto, go ahead and roll. And
Orth?
Orth, go ahead and roll.
What about Dweller? Doesn't he get the roll? Actually, I have a really good charisma.
Yeah, Dweller, you can roll.
There you go.
I can't believe that I passed.
Let's see here.
Ooh. All right. So
Orth and Haragi fail.
she looks at you, Dweller, a little closer, and she says, I've heard of such as you. You are one of nature.
Yes, I dwell down here in the depths, amongst the snakes and the worms and the toads. Yes. But don't
Oh.
worry, I have the best of intentions.
Ah. And you, she looks at Belgrakas, she says, you also, but you seem to be one that would deal with magic's most arcane.
I am a wizard indeed.
Haraga and Orth, she kind of turns her eyes up derisively, and she also kind of poo-poos Belltower when she catches an eye of him, and then she thinks that Alleseto is a cute little toy to banter about and play with.
Christmas gnome.
Dweller, I
have,
sent you a note real quick.
milady, I have, yeah, actually I am. Followers, but I have to get to 9th level, I think.
Okay. All right.
Milady, another obvious question. Actually, a couple. One, how did you get down here? Do you know how long you've been?
Well, I was making a journey. I live far to the west of Greyhawk, probably 500 miles, when I was abducted by some horrific looking things that look similar to your blue-skinned and your greenish-skinned friend over here. They cast horrific rituals over me and then put me in the concubine service of the priest down here. I have been defiled beyond all belief, and I no longer wish to stay down here. If you would lead me out, I would be most excited.
course.
And she takes Dweller and Belgrakas around the elbows, and she basically has you escort her through the halls.
Stay with us, my lady. We will protect you.
And we will also avenge your defilement on all that we come across.
She says, in my previous life, I was but a cut purse in my city. So I do have some skills with things like locks and various types of things. Although the thing keeping me locked in my room was a one-way receptacle that I was unable to get through. And Orth, you can actually see the backside of where the chain lock is.
Uh-huh.
When it's closed, there's not even a gap, so it's only accessible from the other side.
Indeed, my lady. Well, you can definitely help us while we are down here as well.
So, question: do you know where any loot is down here while you were down here?
Well, I wasn't allowed out of my chambers very often. However, he did spend a lot of time at that altar that small little dwarf is looking at. That dwarf and that gnome, they look to be very devout. And actually, she does take a liking to you, Gale, and would like to hear more about Clandagan.
Well, in that case, at first I wasn't sure about you, but if you want to know about Clondagan, let me tell you about Clondagan. And I'll start telling her about Clondagan.
Oh, most exciting. However, I think I will stick with these two fine humans if you don't mind. However, I don't think you're going to be able to get in that grate. He put a fairly big lock on it, and he always wore the key around his neck.
Where is he?
I don't know. He's probably at a feast or at a religious ritual or something.
Well, let's go find
She
him
looks
and take
around
your
and
revenge on him.
She says, "It looks like you killed the two that usually get me," and she looks down at the couple of elite Orogs that are dead before you.
Good.
My dear, do you not have any family to return to?
I should like to get back to my home, but to be honest, I've been down here for so many years, there's not much home left to me.
My poor dear.
This finery does not much fit one such as me. I was used to wearing a tunic and a jerkin and some trousers.
Well, you are
All
as
right.
safe as you can be for the moment. Could you do me a favor? Could you put her name under her little token?
Sure.
Belgari, perhaps there's a place for you here. Among us, if you wish.
Can you guys see her name?
Belari, yeah.
Yep, okay. Well, I should accompany you. If you could ever bring me the surface, I shall return home.
Very
However,
well.
I am very drawn to learn the ways of nature that this strange pale man has started to expand upon.
My dear, you
I don't trust him.
you belong in the sunshine, in the fresh air, the flowers and the trees and the butterflies. My way is too dark and grimy for one such a delicate flower as you.
She saunters over to Gale and she says, "Do you wish to try and get through this grate?"
Yes, just to see what's in there, and it looks like there's some creatures being held in here as... For what purpose? Do you know?
He always was doing bad things to the sentient beings, whether he brought them down from the surface or he caught them down here. Whatever is in there is going to be in a bad way.
Okay.
How intelligent are hook horrors? Do we know? Like, are they just monsters that just attack you no matter what, or do they have
They
some
communicate
intelligence
with
to them?
each other, so
I mean, they were intelligent enough to put their young in a secret hidden compartment.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, that
because
could be anyone,
Dweller, it's one thing to fight in self-defense, but Dweller is obviously, of course, a druid of the dark, and these creatures are merely the part of the ecosystem. So
Look at that.
he
The lock snicks open.
-22. Nice.
I had to.
Gentlemen, please allow me to approach the court and see if I may try to communicate with them in some way.
All right.
After you.
The grate opens up and you're able to move through. These two hook horrors are chained to the wall. And where's Orth and Haragi? So Haragi, where you're standing, you can see. So you guys basically came out of the doorway that's here. There's basically a doorway here that's up a ramp, and the ramp is where the statue is. And then behind you, Haragi, you see basically a latch that's turned and pressed into a metal escutcheon plate. And so it looks like it's a one-way door.
Okay.
On the other map, that seemed to match up with where the room that the pudding was in. Is that something that Gale would recognize?
Yeah, he would, although that's a little bit not to scale. So the pudding is quite a ways away from you guys.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry too much about that. The
And I'm
pudding
not sure
is
if I would
actually.
recognize what
And
opening it is.
Orth is not. Oh, that's way over there.
Yeah.
But on the other map, it was connected.
Yeah. I just had to do a little bit of notional design with that one because I couldn't edit it last minute.
Okay.
Because I had already rendered the map, and then I was like, oh shit.
No worries.
That room on that other map was supposed to be stretched out to the other side of the thing, but I just had to make it. I just had to roll with it.
Okay.
So,
Orth is poking around in her room, and he's a little. He doesn't buy her just yet. He's
all right.
being kind of suspicious and poking around to see if he can see anything in her room that.
All right. Other than her sheets, it looks like she was pretty much latched in here. You don't find much on her little vanity other than a couple of the half-used bottles of those oils and perfumes that were in the closet. And then whatever had also been on that table she had taken with her when she gathered her things.
All right.
All right, Dweller, what are you going to try to do?
I'm gonna try to approach the the hook horrors. Now, how bad off do they look?
Do you remember the owl bear that you found kind of emaciated and chained to a wall further back? Similar to that.
Okay.
And
wasn't there. He wasn't there for the owlbear.
Oh, okay. There's two. Bell Tower would recognize. There's two empty shackles as well on the inside of this chamber. Let's see. Alleseto, what are you doing? And Orth and Belgrakas, what are you guys doing?
Well, there's this little area over here that appears like I'm not where. Who is this? This person is Haragi.
Can you see his
Check
nameplate?
out.
Does Haragi's nameplate show up?
It was
it's there.
it was being covered by
Oh, okay. Oh, sure.
Haragi. Yeah, over this area. What is over there?
So Haragi noticed it first, but there's a wall here that is stone with a little wood, and then there's a metal escutcheon plate in it with a latch, basically, that's in the metal escutcheon plate. So it looks like this is some sort of one-way door.
Opening on our side?
Yeah, the latch is on your side.
Okay.
Haragi,
should we open this?
Yeah,
I tell Haragi, ask her, because she doesn't seem to care about me. Ask her if she knows what's behind here.
she doesn't really care about me either.
Oh, Belgrakas, sorry.
Bellari, what's behind this door?
I think I've never actually got to go out there, but I've seen him open before. I think there's just a hallway or a corridor. I've only ever been lounging in this horrific room and seen him open the door, speak to somebody, and then leave, but I could never see much beyond other than it looked like a stone corridor of some sort.
Well,
All right.
speak to
Haragi-
somebody on the other side of this door, you mean?
Haragi will notice that there's enough people standing around in case a fight starts. He'll open the door.
All right. The door opens, and you look out into a corridor, and the corridor is dark, and a little bit of light from the room stretches into it.
You've got my staff with the continual light 30 feet.
Okay. All right. If you hold your staff out, you can see the whole length of the corridor then.
Yeah.
There is a set of double doors in the northeast and another smaller door to the south.
Ah, here's the way, gentle folk.
Dweller, what are you doing?
I'm
Oh,
gonna try
Alleseto.
to-
Oh, sorry, what did Alleseto do?
Actually, before we continue on, did we clear out 428? This bed up here,
Yeah,
did we check that out?
that was the one that had
We
the
took
sheets.
linens off of it.
Yeah, they took the linens off of it.
All right.
Anybody look underneath it?
Well,
Settle,
nothing
look under the
underneath
bed.
it. Nothing underneath it radiated magic, but I don't think we looked under it.
I
Seto,
do
you
once-
can get under there pretty
Yeah.
easy. It's low to the ground, but you're even smaller. So,
I check it out. See what's in.
all right.
You can walk
There's
around and do jumping jacks under it.
There's a small wooden box underneath that looks like a jewelry box.
Ooh.
I take the box with me, and this is a daze or what is this?
This is the desk. This is the desk where those 2 scrolls were found.
Inside of it.
Yep.
See
Okay.
if Bellari can open that.
So you guys have already opened this, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
All right.
desk, yes.
All right. So I come back and I have the chest in hand for the group to see. I found this beneath the bed. Did you guys want to open it? I don't like opening up things like this.
It looks like a jewelry box. I could probably appraise what's inside.
Bellari, have you seen this box?
I have not. It must have belonged to my, she snorts, master, Mugbar.
Mugbar.
Do you think he's trapped it?
Did we discuss what race Mugbar was? Mugbar?
No, what race is he, Bellari? Do you know?
Gotcha.
Handsome.
We found that not all the big blues are so bad.
So saith you.
Alleseto, if you wish, I can open the box and
Yes,
appraise
please
what's
do.
inside.
All right, inside, I think you have maybe found some of these before, but inside is a very large golden torque.
Ah, yes.
This one looks. This
cheap
one is
plastic.
about twice as heavy as the other one. So, Belgrakas, you're looking at it. You think that it might be
I think it's
gold-plated
made of a
lead.
gold foil. Yes, this is a trinket of no consequence.
Gold-plated lead.
You just throw it in the bag for shits and giggles.
As perhaps you can convince some poor schmuck to buy it.
All right, Dweller and Bow Tower, you're in here. Gale, what are you doing? And Orth, what are you doing? You see Bow Tower and Dweller head into the grate, and Gale is
Let's
I'm currently just keeping watch. If they end up fighting, I'm gonna run in.
okay.
yeah.
What about you, Orth?
Haragi, hold up. Let's figure out what Bell and Dweller are doing here.
I think they're having their way with the hook whores. The hooker whores.
Yeah, hook horse.
Yeah, let's see what the hook horror is, and then before we move on.
All right. So I say, Bell Tower, in case these creatures do not appreciate our kindness, of course, be ready to pounce. But we cannot, in good conscience, allow them to suffer here any longer.
I agree. I take out some meat from the bag of holding, and I offer it to the Hakar.
All right. The hook horror looks at the meat and makes kind of a clacking, and then the one next to it looks at the meat, kind of salivating, but then you can see some fear in its eyes, and it speaks to the other one in a language that you don't understand, and it kind of goes.
Would I be able to understand with the helm?
If you were close enough, you might be able to.
Maybe I should walk in there.
All right. All right, you get in and you just overhear the one hook chord comes through your helm and is translated. The first hook chord says, "What is he torturing us with this time?" And the other one, the response was, "He's never sent a human in before, but I don't trust that food the minion is holding out."
Hey, Bell, I think because you're the same race as their captor, they're confused and scared, and they don't trust the meat.
Oh, I take a bite of the meat, and then I pass it to them.
They look at it, and then the one, quick as a whistle, grabs the meat out of your hand and throws its beak back and swallows it, and then makes kind of a clacking, crowing sound, and the other one looks kind of imploringly at you.
Yes, do you have any more?
I take out another hunk of meat out of Aleseto's meat store and
All right.
give the other Hakar a hunk of meat.
All right.
And I pull out, I guess, water and drink a little bit in front of them, and then offer it to them, like
All right.
towards their beak, you know.
Yeah, they drink it, and they start looking at and squawking at one another. And the gist of the conversation you can make out, Orth, is that they are kind of driven instinctually by their nature, and so they definitely want to eat all of the living things that are in this room,
Mm-hmm.
but they're chained up and shackled.
Yeah, guys, I'm a little concerned if you just let them go. That we're gonna have to like clear a big wide path for them to
leave.
I'm fine with
leave
just letting them
and
go. If they choose to fight after that, then we do battle,
Okay.
or they
If you
can
want to
leave.
do that, Dweller, maybe you should leave the room.
Does anybody have animal handling or anything?
I do.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Okay, go ahead and make a attempt, you guys.
Oh, never mind. I have animal training.
Are they of animal intelligence? Because that would only work on animal intelligence.
It's animal
So
training if it helps. I don't think it would help in this situation.
Gale, you can tell that, and maybe you can pass it along to Dweller, that these things are driven kind of by instinct. They're low intelligence and they have their own kind of language. They kind of are basically like avian mindset, so they're not necessarily evil, but they don't have
So
the
they're
same.
avian dogs.
Yeah. But
I'll pass that
they're
on. You let them go, and they'll try to eat you.
Yeah.
So either let them go and fight, or
They are natural creatures of the underworld.
I strongly agree. I believe.
I look at the creature, and it's helpless, right? It's chained up.
Yep.
I ran
I
my
say we
belt
let
hole
them
through
go. Yes, let them go.
It would kill us. They would kill us if we let it go. Somebody's gonna have to be in here, loosening the chains, and once they're both free, they're gonna attack who's ever, you know.
Then let us.
That's why. That's
we-
why Orth thinks we should just dispatch them and put them out of their misery. And
Yeah. So I'm
Oh,
gonna just
you can't kill them chained up.
sure you
It's
can.
dishonorable.
Oh,
You
Just
don't
let
have to
them-
watch.
At least
Yeah.
let them fight to survive.
Has anybody ever read the Drist books?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Do you remember that gnome? I think he was a peck.
The
Yeah.
warden?
He was a peck, but he got polymorphed into a Half-Orc, and it slowly started to overtake his ego. Even though he was traveling with Drist, he could not stop himself from attacking, even though Drist was the one that was helping him. And
Yep.
so that's how Half-Orcs are. Is basically how it was in that book. So they're basic. I mean, they're one step above animal, but they're driven by their nature.
Yeah. I don't feel
And
like
Gale,
they're diminishing any of my resources right now. Actually
We don't-
fighting these guys, so
we don't
Hell's
give
just
the
gonna stab
I'll fight
it.
them for you.
we don't give the goats a short sword before we dispatch them on the farm.
That's a little bit different. This is still a creature that's being chained up and enslaved and tortured. We should let it go. If it chooses to fight, then we fight it. I'll fight it.
All right, come on in, Dweller. You should leave.
No. These creatures are technically my responsibility. I can't leave. If they are to, if whatever fate befalls them, I should suffer the consequence.
They will literally
eat you.
They will
Yeah,
destroy you.
Then I will be eaten by a creature of the natural world, and that is a fitting end for one of such as I.
I am, but this wouldn't be a real fight. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to look into my spells,
All right.
and I am going to summon food and water.
Okay.
And this is going to be more food than they could possibly eat, enough to make them full.
All right.
And I'm going to summon it right next to them. The
All right.
water, I didn't think that one through. We don't have a barrel in here, so
Okay.
there's just water everywhere.
But we
All right.
do have access to barrels in this area somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere. Okay.
There was
But,
a whole
I
bunch of
didn't
water
think about
barrels.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is that how creating food and water works? The water just comes and splashes on the ground? There's no cups?
Yeah, you know how you need
Yeah,
to
I
have a
just summon the
vessel
water.
to catch it.
Yeah.
That's fine. They're used to getting their moisture from the floor and stuff anyways. So they're chained up, and there's what type of food did you summon, by the way?
It's so according to the spell, it's rather bland, but it's nutritious.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, I could summon like food for people or food for mounts.
All right. So they look at it.
So
They
some
look
I
at
think
the basically the raw goat meat that you've summoned in front, kind of hungrily.
Okay.
I'll push it to them with the stick if they don't grab it.
All right.
So-
They're still chained to the wall.
Oh, do you want
Yeah, I
do
didn't
you
think
want to
about
like help me free one of them? Like we'll break its chains and see what happens then.
that. Yeah, go ahead.
Haragi chimes in that Half-Orcs taste more or less like chicken.
I love chicken. All right. So, what do you want me to roll? Warrant the strength or?
Ben bars lift gates.
Okay. That's
I'll assist him if I
0%. So, is there any modifiers with me and the hook
You have
on
a zero.
Gale?
How do you
There's
have
more than a 0%.
Ben? Yeah.
At 16, I don't think so.
Yeah, Ben
should
Bars
be.
with Gates. You should have more than.
Yeah.
Because I have a 1%. I have a 1%. I'm a weak piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm 7% at 14.
It usually just populates what you get when you put the ability score in, right?
Yeah, it should.
Ooh, Gale was close. Dungeons are tequila. That's true. Oh, you rolled a 7%? What's your strength?
16.
All right.
Oh yeah,
That's
That'll
better
do it.
than your score because you have at least a
at least
like
a
a
7.
yeah, at least a 7.
I have
You'll
a
have to
7.
fix your strength one. All right, so Baltar, you rip the shackles off this thing, and it kind of looks at you, but it sees the meat and starts devouring the meat. Fairly short order, so it's moving about the meat. There's enough meat though to feed quite a big party. So,
All right, me and Gale move over to the next one, I guess.
all right.
Oh, no way.
All right, you guys are unable to free this one. It squawks in frustrated. It basically squawks in frustration. His friend kind of squawks, more for me. Kind of like how vultures guard things with their wings when they're eating. This one doesn't seem too perturbed.
Can we work together, like get the strongest ones to, like combine their efforts?
Yes, you could.
I think you just add the percentiles together, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. So go ahead and add your percentiles together, and then somebody who's feeling lucky can roll.
I don't know what mine.
Probably no more than two at a time, though.
Mine's a
it's
13%.
It's not populating for me.
You can add mine.
What's your strength? The 16?
16. Mm-hmm.
So
This is a
yours.
17. Mine's 13.
My open doors is 9.
So yours is a 10%.
10%. Okay.
I'll give you a 7.
So
So that's
17 plus
17%.
13 to 30% chance.
You guys want me to help you out? I got 7.
Oh, there we
All
go.
right.
Haragi just had to see if he could do it himself.
Haragi, you're lucky you could get that secret door open with that roll. Even though it's unlocked and it has a regular door on it. You can add Harage's on there. So 4%. So you need what, 40%? 41%?
All right.
So all of you guys are all yanking on this thing's chains as hard as you can.
Are you yanking
do-
my
Do
chain?
we get the hook horse modifier too?
Yeah, you can add another 20% because it's strong.
Okay, so that's 50%.
60.
60%. So who's gonna roll it?
Go for it, Bill.
All right.
All right, Baltar. Everybody's muscles are straining, feet
Oh,
planted.
come on!
The thing is wrenching,
Fuck!
and whatever shackles were connected, titanium or some manner, you're just unable to free this thing from its shackles. It kind of wails pityingly. The other one looks up at it and then continues stuffing its beak with
Hey.
the.
What about
Hilari,
got the
could you
broad-
pick its locks?
Yeah.
I could most definitely try. Let's see here. Let me actually go under.
I'm gonna keep a careful look when she
If she
walks in.
doesn't, if she doesn't have like picks of her own, remember Alorian had his had some picks, I believe.
Let's
Okay.
just
She
give
did
her
something
the,
because she picked the other lock.
let's
Yeah,
give her
sure.
his set.
Ooh, she was able to do it. So
There we go.
she pulls out a couple of golden lock picks and snicks it in the lock, and then quickly steps behind the dwarf, and then looks to Dweller and Belgrakas, and grabs Dweller by the arm and tries to pull him towards Belgrakas, and then sandwich herself in between Dweller and Belgrakas.
It's a Bellari sandwich.
The hook horror
did
starts
good.
mowing down the food as well. It looks like they've got about enough food to keep them occupied for probably 30 minutes.
All right.
We'll leave them alone.
All right, Orth, you go back through. This lock is open to this grate. Are you keeping it unlocked?
I think about it for a minute, but I think the party would not be happy with me if I locked it.
All right.
Really?
All right, Haragi, you and Belgrakas and Bellari are at the doorway leading into the hallway.
Shall we enter, my dear?
Sure.
1 second here. Let's see. Haragi was in. There we go. You guys can probably hear that keyboard, can't you?
Yeah.
It
Oh, yeah.
doesn't bother me though.
Murdering that thing.
Although I do have to say, I'm about like one step away from detect evil as a player because I don't trust her.
All right. Hold on a second here.
As a character, we found like was it 4 or 5 of our party members were found down here.
Yeah. She seems pretty well off, though. Like,
Give us till the next fight, and she could be a new party member.
I'm expecting to find my grandmother tied up at any moment. Like just open. It's like, Grandma, what are you doing here? I was captured and brought down here by the evil ones.
All I have to say though is I'm very proud of my race because the only dwarf we have found down here died killing his captor.
Orth whispers to Gale, "Do you trust her?"
Why wouldn't I trust her? She was
All
locked
right.
up.
No?
As you guys were ripping the shackle, or as she was picking the lock, you saw Haragi bend down, kick open a little flagstone in the ground, and pull out a bag. And then he kind of moseyed off about it. But
Well, what'd you find there, buddy?
I don't know yet. 35 of widgets.
35 quanta of something.
35 platinum.
Oh. Nice.
yes, it was 35 platinum.
I'm gonna dump that in the bag.
Sure.
All right.
It looks like it was probably left in this room from before whatever priest had taken over, because it was under a stone that looks like it had been there for quite a long time. Haragi just managed to sniff it out with his uncanny half-orcish abilities.
That looting skill is pretty handy.
I smell gold.
All right, Haragi, you've got a set of double doors to your left and a small door to your right. The set of double doors are solid, stout stone with metal bands that are bolted on, and there's a keyhole. And then to your south, there's a stout oak door that looks like it's probably elf height, and it also has a key hole inside of it.
Well, I don't normally take the front on these things, so I will suggest we take the single door, and I'll guard the double door. But that's up to you guys.
It's reasonable. We're gonna have to ask Bellari to see if she can pick that lock. Yeah.
Oh. Let me look at the door. Please move, green one. Oh, he smells, she tells Belgrakas.
I grab the
I know.
Alorian's lockpicks out of the bag and offer those to her.
Oh, yes, thank you. I will add these to my own. What do you want her to try to pick?
She has her own lockpicks?
She does.
Okay. She doesn't need Lorian's then. I just assumed that she would not have those.
You just grab them back out of her hands. Give me those back.
Hers are fine gold. They're basically hairpins that she's turned into lockpicks. So that's how she basically snuggles.
And they definitely caught my eye.
Which one did you want to have?
This door here.
Oh, okay. All right. She goes up to it and starts fiddling around with it. And try her rogue ability here. Open lock. All right. She takes the Elorian lockpicks and puts it in the door, and you hear kind of a wrenching creak, and the lockpicks break.
Oh.
And now the lock is irreparably damaged.
Lorian.
It seems that whatever thieves' tools you gave me were cursed in some manner because I've inextricably broken this lock.
That's why he couldn't open up any locks.
Or
that might be true because she critically failed. So,
Like I said, being a thief in second edition is a tough gig.
it is, especially when you're got the luck of the Lorian, who even when he has like a 95% chance, still critically fails. He was good at climbing walls. I'll give him that.
All right. What do we? Have we
Have
other
her-
options with this?
Silly
door?
question. Which side of the hinge is on?
For this door, the hinges are on the. I guess as you're facing it, they would be on your left.
But on our side?
Does it
Yes.
open in or out?
It opens inward.
So we could pop the hinges?
You definitely could attempt to make a open doors check.
Should we?
If
Oh, it's
If
somebody
it opens
bigger than me do it.
inwards, then
You can
we
do
have
it with
access.
a. If you pop the hinges, you can make an open doors check, but do it with a +5 modifier.
I'm letting somebody else with a better strength do it.
Hey, Bell, do you and I want to? What, Gale? What's your strength? Are you
Gale's a
good at that?
17. He's probably the strongest.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you two go in there and see if you can shoulder that thing together?
Sure, as long as somebody else stands in the back in case the hook orders come out.
I can do that.
Okay, out of my way. Which door am I trying to open?
Where's Dweller? There he is. Belgrakas, come be by me. Get this blue-skinned freak away from me.
No, it's this door
come-
down here.
Come here, we'll keep you safe.
I fucking
I
growl
charged
at
the
her.
door.
He's
I am
harmless, by the
charging
way.
and frickin' just charging the door.
All right. Haragi pops a hinge out, and you rush the door, and both you and Gale rip the door henceforth from its hinges. Gale, with your infravision, you are standing in a hallway, very narrow, stone. There is a door to your right, and the hallway continues on and looks like it bends around a corner.
Warren, I wanted to growl at her as she passed me.
All right. She recoils from your growl and kind of grasps Dweller and then looks imploringly at Belgrakas.
It's okay.
No, my dear. He is a gentle soul despite his outward appearance.
Yes, you can never judge a book by its cover, my dear.
She steps forward and pats Alleseto on the head. This one's cute. I like him.
Oh, great.
What is your role in this, little one?
He's
You
a
look like
garden
you should-
gnome.
You look like you should be just placed on a pedestal and just turned to stone or something.
That's an odd thing to say.
She
Punch this lady in
thinks-
the face.
Haragi will whisper to Bell, I think she's a polymorph.
Gale, what are you doing?
I walk down the hall a little bit,
Okay.
and I get to about that first door, and is it open or closed?
This door is closed, and it is another stout oak door like the one you just went through.
Well, nobody has done anything else yet, so I'm going to do what he does best in this situation. I'm going to go through the door.
Come with
All
me,
right.
Valari.
See,
Gale-
leave.
Gale bursts through the door, and
Roll initiative.
he sees a. It's like Christmas. There's a bunch of creatures sitting in front of a fireplace, and they turn in surprise. And Gale, you have surprised them, so you get the first attack, and then everybody rolls for initiative.
Awesome.
Are they in the middle of having mince pies?
Basically. Oh,
So,
one
let's
second,
see
guys.
here.
Give me just. Go ahead and take like a 5-minute break, guys, real quick.
See, this is when we didn't have a thief in the beginning of the game, we had 2 dwarves, and this is how we opened doors. If one dwarf couldn't get the door open, the other one charged through the door.
Uh-huh.
It always works. And now I'm just picturing him like Thor in Ragnarok when he finds out he's going to be fighting the Hulk. Just yes.
I'll be right back.
All right, so Gale, yeah, so there's 4 of very familiar-looking creatures, basically sitting in front of a coal fireplace, and they're engaged in some ale drinking and conversation. And you burst through the door, and they stare at you, bewildered that a dwarf has just run through the door.
And I'm going to smack at the one directly to the north.
All right.
So does an AC of 3 hit?
Yes, it does.
7 damage.
Ooh, all right. You smash this thing. You basically break the staff on its face and break its nose, and it screams in pain. And they all leap up and attack. And now everybody rolls for initiative.
I sing relatively well as I start my battle song.
Hey, Warren, I think a few people are still gone because you told us to take a 5-minute.
Yeah, that's fine. They'll when they get back, they can roll for initiative. I'm just getting things prepped, so we're ready to go here. But Gale managed to break one's nose with his staff because he basically burst into the room, saw chestnuts roasting over an open fire, and then smashed the nearest thing to him, which was an Ogrillion sitting in a chair to his right.
Ho, 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 you've been on the naughty list.
I forgot to click on my character. I rolled a 5 for initiative.
All right, Haragi.
Who needs an elf on the shelf when you have a dwarf in the door?
Haragi's got a 5. Oh, Haragi is fast. All right. Haragi, you basically see down the hallway the dwarf stop at a door and then run in, and then you hear grunting and growling and a crack of a staff hitting some sort of flesh. Gale, did you roll for... Oh, yeah, you rolled. Okay, good. All right. Once everybody gets back, we'll start here. I think most of the folks are in. Not quite. Alesseto's rolled 14. Okay.
Oh, I got a question. I'm not sure if I asked this before. Do the pluses on weapons also improve initiative?
It does if you're using the weapon. So if you have a +2 weapon, and the initiative is normally like if the weapon speed is like a 5, but you have a +2 weapon, your modified weapon speed is a 3. Just because the enchanted blade or mace or footman's flail or whatever you have is much more attuned and balanced because of the fine craftiness of the
What?
item.
Improved by 3 per plus?
1 per plus.
1 per plus, sorry.
Yeah.
1 per 1.
So if your weapon speed is a 5 and you have a +2 weapon, your new weapon speed would be a 3.
Yeah.
Dweller has rolled. Okay, and we just are waiting on Belgrakas and Bell Tower's in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Orth is in there. Orth's in there. Okay. All right. Once Belgrakas gets back, we'll be ready to roll here.
Oh, I'm here. I've been here.
Okay. Go ahead.
I need to roll initiative?
Yep.
Okay. I see what's going on.
All right. Belgrakas got a 4. So. All right. So Bellari, she screams and then bursts by a bell tower and says, Belgrakas, guard me. And then runs back and cowers behind Dweller. Belgrakas, you're up.
Don't worry, my dear. I've got you. He runs back there to her.
All right. She
And protects her defensively.
She holds the hem of your cloak and the hem of Dweller's cloak and kind of cowers in her lithe silken accoutrements. Haragi, what are you doing? You hear
I'll
trash.
I'll charge in to go join in and whatever fight started.
All right. Bell Tower, you're pretty much blocking the hallway. You'll have to make a tumbling roll to let Haragi by.
I would have to, or he's got it?
You'll have to.
Okay.
All right. Haragi, you come running in. Bell Tower tries to jump so you can butt by him. And he tries to jump and spread his legs, but you thought he was ducking and were going to leap over him. So you basically jump into his back as he leaps up. And you now will have to go after Bell Tower because he stopped your movement cold.
Sorry.
Dweller, you'll still be able to go this round, Haragi. You're just blocked by Bell Tower in that corridor until he does something. All right,
Okay.
Dweller, you've got a scared female clutching your robe.
I say, I just, turned to her. I said, "Do not worry. You will be protected. Our big, strong heroes like Bell Tower over there. Never mind that he is kind of tripped up, but he's a fine fighter. He'll make short work of whatever's in that room up ahead."
She just saw Haragi rush through the corridor, leap, and then Bell Tower leaped at the same time, and they both collided. So she looks at you with a little bit of... She's unimpressed, exactly. What are you doing, Dweller?
I mean, here's the thing. There's too much going on up there. I'm just gonna hang back.
All right.
Let things kind of clear out.
All right, Orth, you hear a bunch of stuff going on. Bellari is up here cowering behind Dweller and Belgrakas. You
Orth
just
takes
heard a...
deep breath.
All right.
Holds his position.
All right.
We've got hook horrors behind us now.
Alleseto. Oh, wait, Bell Tower. Sorry. All right, so Orth is holding Bell Tower. Now you can go. You just got hit in the back by Haragi.
I'm gonna run in here. I'm gonna
All right.
punch this dude in the face.
All right. Oh, yeah. You should have done that on tumbling. So you punch him right in his broken nose that Gale just broke. Ooh. All right, you break it again. This thing is like, what the hell? Quit hitting me in the nose. All right. Then you hit him with the bell pole. Ooh, 8 damage.
He's still up. I'm gonna hit him one last time.
Oh, yeah, that's a hit. All right. Bell Tower comes in there like a raging flame and just breaks this thing's nose and then kills it with the bell pole. Gale.
That was my kill. I'm gonna hit the south one.
All right.
There's
Hopefully.
plenty left.
Oh, yeah, you hit it with Tui Singh's staff pretty hard. Oh, all right. You break more than its nose. You break its arm. All right, the doors.
Can I take my turn before they go?
Let's see. You probably want to wait, Haragi. you might want to wait. You can if you want to, but you'll have a hard time getting in there, getting to
You can only
anything.
get up 3 squares anyway, right?
The
Okay, I'll
doors.
continue holding.
All right, the doors burst open, and an Orog rushes into the room, and a second Orog rushes into the room.
Haha!
And I guess they both attack Bell. Let's see here. All right, the first attack, Bell Tower.
Miss.
From the first one, the second one critically misses, so you get a free attack on him. The one directly in front of you.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, that's a hit.
You're medium, right?
Yep. Ooh, 6 damage. All right, so he chops at you, and you catch him on the backswing with the bell pole. The other one,
That hits.
AC -1. Ooh, right. And second attack, AC. Ooh. All right, so he chops you, thrust forward with your bell pole, but he comes at you with his sword. I think he's got a bastard sword. For 19.
19.
All right, and Alleseto.
Little legs. How far can I move, and can I get past Haragi?
You're small, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get by Haragi. You can get by all those guys. All right, Alleseto rushes down the hallway, and you're standing in the corridor. What are you going to do, Alleseto?
Cast prayer.
All right. You cast prayer, and now everybody that's unfriendly and enemy is in the prayer spell. So, all right, Haragi. This Sogrillion withdraws, so it's holding its sword in front of itself and is trying to get out into the hallway, and then is faced with Haragi. So, Haragi, you are up. No, because he's withdrawing, so I only got to move quarter of his movement rate.
All right, gonna wail on him.
All right, Haragi. It comes out of the room, sees the gnome, turns to run up the hallway, and then runs face first into a half-orc. All right. You chop at it with your longsword +2, and you miss. Typical Haragi fashion.
Next attack.
Yes, that's a hit.
All right, I'm going to finish rolling the attacks. I have 4 of them with 2 swords total.
All right. All right, so you start blade singing with your dual blades and just start wailing. All right, your third attack hits.
So 2 hit.
And your fourth attack misses. So you've got 2 attacks. All right, so yep, everybody's in the prayer spell.
Large or medium? Small or medium? Large.
They are medium. I'm just going to change your circle size here, Alleseto.
All right.
Just because I know everybody's in it.
Ouch.
Oh, all right. So Haragi, you go ahead, roll your second damage. All right. So you take both swords and make a crosswise motion, and you sever its head in 2 places, and a slice of its neck falls out, and it dies in front of you. So you now have a dead Ogrillion in front of you. Let's see. The rest of the Ogrillions are going to... This one's going to go through the door here and come out the door here. And so we've got 2 Ogrillions left. And they are going to... I guess the only one they can attack... Well, one's going to attack Gale and the other one's going to attack Bell Tower. So, Gale... All right, a 7 and a 6 critical miss. So you get a free attack on it, Gale, and technically Bell Tower, you do too.
Does a 6 hit?
Yes, it does. And the AC of 2, that also hits. Ooh. And 6 damage. All right, so you guys basically shred this guy to ribbons, and then the other one, AC of -2, Bell Tower, and critically hits. Ooh, shit. Uh-oh. Where's my critical hit table? Let's see here. 1d100. So, Bell Tower, you take 6 damage from his first attack, and then the crit does... Oh, triple dice damage.
28.
28. Is this thing basically you stab the other one that critically missed, and it thrusts its blade up through your ribs, Bell Tower. So now you are bleeding out of your rib cage. And let's see, Bellare is hiding. Belgrakas, you can still do something this round if you wish.
I see a dead Grillin and a lady in distress, so I will continue to protect her.
All right, Dweller, you saw an Ogrillion rush out the hall. Haragi cut it down, and then you can still go if you wish.
All right, so what I'm going to do is, because I'm hearing all this battle, and I'm going to just use, because I'm not going to really do anything, but I'm going to put myself in position to do something next turn.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to place myself right here at the door and kind of gauge what I see.
You will have to, let's see, you and Haraga, you'll have to make a dex check to get by Haraga here.
Oh, I mean, is he, okay.
That's a pretty narrow corridor, plus you're right by the door there.
Okay, let's see if I can get past him then.
All right. He's medium, so you can do plus, oh yeah, you made it anyways, so.
Yeah.
All right, so you managed to bud your way by Haragai there. And
Okay.
you are making your way in. And new round. Everybody go ahead and roll.
Hey Warren, not that it really matters, but was the damage -1s?
No, take 3 off of it.
All right, cool.
I forgot to put the -1 on there for the prayer. I forgot.
Okay. Oh, give me a moment here. Gotta do.
All right, initiative.
Oh, there's my notepad. Okay.
Warren, I'm going to use a parry.
All right.
No, that doesn't make sense. Hey, Warren, that should be an 8, not a 1. For some reason, it didn't register my
Oh, okay. I'll put
my
you in
speed
there.
factor. So that's I go on an 8.
All right, and all right, Bell Tower, you are up first. You are bleeding from a gaping wound as you feel the bastard sword pull out of your ribs.
I'm going to drink
Ooh.
the entire potion,
All right, Bell Tower just drank a potion.
and that's my turn.
All right, Haragi, you are up.
Am I able to get in there to do anything?
Let's see. You know what? You could get to this space. You'll have to make a dex check, but since Dweller's medium, you can do it with a +3. I guess +4 with the prayer. So go ahead and make a dex check +4. You and Dweller are leapfrogging each other. And then
So
you
do I
can go
-4 from the roll, I guess, is what I do?
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you sure you did that right?
No, I don't think I did it right.
Try it again.
No.
Type in a different modifier.
He
Oh,
rolled
the
a
modifier worked.
He rolled
Yeah.
a 16, so
12.
with the
versus-
-4 would be 12. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, Haragi. You're stuck in the hallway behind Dweller. You can hold your action though. You can still act
Okay.
though if there's something happens in this turn. Your just movement is thwarted. Dweller, you're up.
Now I saw Hightower take a healing potion. How much did that look like it healed on him?
You could see the gashed wound in his side start to stitch up, but he is still kind of favoring that right side of his.
All right. I'm going to come up like what is this right here?
That's a shelf, but Gale's small, so you can fit next to Gale in that shelf.
All right. So what I want to do is try to kind of put myself in a position and reach out, touch Hightower, and do a cure serious wounds.
Okay.
I love the Police Academy references.
High tower.
So that's a 2d8 what plus 1. And doop, boop, 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 boop. Okay. All right, you get another 11 points back, Hightower.
All right, Dweller hisses and makes sounds like mold and rocks grating against each other, and then there's a strange, like, dark tendrils start growing out of your flesh, Bell Tower, and then it stitches your wound together.
Thank you.
Belgrakas the Wise, you hear the sounds of combat ahead of you, and make an intelligence check, Belgrakas.
Okay.
Oh, all right, Belgrakas.
Oops, didn't mean that.
Is that Alseto's battle cry?
Oops.
Oh,
Oops, hold on a second.
setting
Hold on a second.
a spell.
Belgrakas. Something in your extreme intellect tells you that there's things afoot.
Orth, look out! The hook horrors. Have you not freed? Have you freed them? They're coming.
Okay. I'm standing here and staring at the grate. Anyway,
All right.
holding my action and waiting for them to do something.
All right. Belgrakas calls out a warning, and you can hear the scratching of claws on stone. The sounds of battle must have riled these things' instincts. Belgrakas, what are you going to do? That was free action to yell out to Orth.
Are they coming?
You don't hear anything yet other than the scratching of their claws on stone.
I will ready a spell and be alert and watch, so that
All
if I do see them, I will cast it.
Okay. Orth, what are you going to do?
Anxiously hold my action.
All right, Gale, you're enveloped in combat. Gale might be on mute.
Yep, I'm gonna take a whack at the southern one.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm using the keypad thing. Does a 9 hit?
Oh, no, your 9 does not hit.
All right.
All right. Orth, all of a sudden you see 2 hook cores burst forth from the grate and scratching along the wall make their way to you. So,
right.
Belgrakas and Orth, you guys go first.
Okay, I unleash my spell.
All right.
I have.
All right. Orth, you hit 1, and Belgrakas, your magic missiles string out from your fingers. So which one did you hit, Belgrakas?
The one that he is not.
Okay. Which one were you attacking, Orth?
The first one that came, so probably this one here.
All right, that one there, and then Belgrakas is hitting this one. Okay. All right, go ahead and roll damage, Belgrakas, and Orth. Go ahead and roll damage. Both of yours hit.
Mediums?
They're large.
Oh, they are large.
Yep. Both these hook cores come bursting forward from the sounds of combat, and your magic missiles dig into its bony carapace. And Orth, your first longsword slash.
That's actually 20 plus another 4 for the prayer spell, so 24.
Right, I got +2, so
8,
25, 26, 27.
8. How is that 20? Right? 44 plus 4?
That would be just for the spell itself, but then each missile gets a +1 for the prayer, doesn't it?
Does it affect spell damage? That's a good question. Alleseto?
It only mentions attack damage.
Yeah, I don't think magic missile is considered an attack.
It totally is an attack, because that would ruin your invisibility spell if you cast it. And invisibility is ruined on an attack.
When the spell is completed, all attack and damage rolls and saving throws made by those in the area effect who are friendly to the priest gain +1 bonuses. So it is a damage roll, Bob.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Damage rolls. Okay. All right. So that's 2 plus 5 plus 5, right? So 10, 12 plus 4 is 16.
Plus 4.
Plus 4.
Plus another 4. So 24.
No, 20 total.
20 total.
No, for the magic missile? No.
Yeah, you have the +4 on it. Read your damage.
Right, it's different. That's a different +4, folks. So each
Right.
magic missile does a 1d4 +1
Right.
as the
Right.
spell damage. And then
Says
you have
4 die
prayer
4
on top
plus
of it.
4.
Oh, I see.
Right,
So
so that
each
puts it
one
to
does
20.
1d4 plus 2. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
But that puts it
Because
to
each
20.
missile's its own thing.
No, it puts it to 24. Do the math.
No,
So
you
that would
already
be-
have the +4 there.
It didn't get
Read your
calculated.
damage.
It did not get
Oh, I
calculated
see what you're saying. I
in
see
the
what you're
total.
saying. So you should have. Hold on a second. So you should have rolled 1d4 plus 2, right? And then another 1d4 plus 2, right? I
Yeah.
see what
So
you're
what,
saying. Yeah.
yeah,
I see.
it just, for whatever reason, the formula
The
I put in
macro-
did not include.
The
the
macro
4.
does, because each missile is its own attack. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, alright, so your missiles kill that one.
And then I had
How much
27.
damage? Okay. Alright. And Alleseto, you're up.
Can I move into the room just above?
You can move to here, that's the only place you can get to.
All right. Move to here, and I'll cast the Cure Medium Wounds on
who? On Bell Tower?
Bell Tower.
Alright. Go ahead and roll.
Oh, it doesn't roll.
Alright, ooh, shoot. So Smooth Hand smooths over the strange black tendrils that grow out of your flesh and heal. Alright, the 2 Orogs are going to go. And I guess they can only attack Bell Tower. So, the first one,
Miss.
AC of 12, and the second one, AC of 8.
Miss.
Alright, this one is going to withdraw, so he is going to maneuver his way through here, and then, oh shit, he tries to withdraw and then faces an angry half-orc, so Haragi, you get your attack.
Alright, Mike.
It thought the other one got away, it didn't know that it was cut down by the half-orc in the hallway. So it steps into the same garbage disposal that the other one did.
Did you say that I was able to hit as well?
No, because he did a withdraw, so he only got to move a quarter
Gotcha.
of his movement rate.
Well, the first one hit. The first one hit, then I fumbled.
Alright, go ahead, roll your damage for the
Let's-
first one. Go ahead and roll your damage for the first one to see if you killed him before your fumble took place. Oh, you did not kill it. So it gets a free attack on you, Haragi. Ooh, the Ogrillion charges out. You slash it, and then you fumble your second attack, and it tries to attack you.
And misses.
AC of 6. Oh, it misses. So you guys are both. Then you look at each other, you lock eyes, and
Can I do the rest of my attacks, or is the fumble ending?
no, you can do the rest of your attacks. You guys both swing past each other, lock eyes, and then you steal yourself for another attack because you recover before he does. Oh, that's a hit. Go ahead, roll damage, Haragi. Alright, you thrust forward with your blade, and its eyes go lifeless as it tries to bring its sword down, but the sword drops from its lifeless fingers. And now it's a new round. Everybody go ahead and roll for initiative. Hold on a second. Did the hook horrors get to attack? No, they didn't get to. They moved out there. Orth, sorry, I gotta attack you for last round.
Okay.
Yeah, this Ogrillion didn't get an attack either. Or
Yeah, they didn't even attack. They just moved out there and you started killing them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I was thinking about Haragi and then I forgot. Okay, so the other
The hook horrors
Agrilian.
were just trying to thank the hook horrors were just trying to thank us,
AC of
and Orth just
3,
cuts them down.
AC of 3 bell tower, because I only got one attack this round. And
No,
then the
it
hook
misses.
core for last round. That's right, because he didn't die, so I should have rolled attacks. Claw, beat.
No. Nope.
All right, so okay. All right, now it's a new round. So, all right, Haraga, you are up first. You can actually move in the room now because there's 2 smalls ahead of you.
Okay.
You could move to here if you wanted to.
Yep, and I'll start hitting the guy in front of me first.
All right, Haraga starts wailing on the Orog. Ooh, neg 6, that's a hit. All right, you slash and put a big gash right across its face. It is now bleeding its black ichorish blood profusely. And
a
you
fumble.
critically miss. So it just wails on you, Haragai. But it's got a -1 to attack due to its prayer. AC of 9.
I think I'm safe.
All right, and your other attack? Oh, that's a hit, yes. Ooh, you slash it in the jugular and it bleeds out, and your cloak is now covered in Orog blood.
I still have one last attack. Can I use it on the other or not?
Yeah, you're right next to it, so you could. Oh yeah, that's a hit.
Nice.
Apparently, I can't hit big, heavy things. I could just take out all the cannon fodder stuff.
Oh yeah, you basically rip and rash and roar and then flail and stab this thing through the backside of your elbow as you turn around and kill that other one. Orth, you're up, and Horkor just tried to annihilate your life.
Yeah, well, let's take him out.
All right.
Oops, I forgot the 1, so that's a 1.
Yes, that is a hit.
And 13.
All right. Ooh, you crush right through its carapace, and it dies with the blood of Gale's feast on its beak. Gale, you
I
are
cursed
up.
Gale under my breath.
This one's dead, so that space is open.
You all took my kills. I'm going to come up here. I don't care about if he hits me or not.
All right.
And I'm going to watch as I fail.
You have a prayer.
Oh, okay. Prayer is +1, right?
Yep.
So 6 to hit.
You miss. It bounces off of this thing's tough armor. Alleseto.
Ooh. Can I make it to here?
So here's the thing. So there is an open doorway in this little room now that's open because the doors are open. So Alleseto, you could duck through here, cut around, and go around if you wished.
I can come here, swing right around.
Yep, you'd have to you'd basically have had to, you'd have to go basically down through here, over, and up, yep.
And I'll attack.
All right. Oh, Alleseto hits.
With you said small, medium, right?
Medium,
Large.
yep.
Medium, yeah.
The hook oars are large.
Yeah.
Ooh, the gnome rushes in, Gale, and smiles at you, sings a hymn to Smooth Hands, and then takes your kill from you
Nice.
as he bashes the thing in the knee, and it just is enough of a hit to kill it. Bell Tower.
Punch this dude in the face.
Yes, that is a hit, Bell Tower. The Ogrillion gets a face full of fists. All right, it holds its hand to its face and swears at you in Ogrillion, which Orth would be able to translate if he was nearby. Yes, that is also a hit. Ooh, 11 damage. Oh, you got 2 hits in. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot. All right. It dies and falls dead to the ground. Now you're in a
Gale's like, damn it.
fairly sparsely populated room with a dwarf that has killed 0 and is sputtering mad.
It's okay, Gale. Your god is great.
I walk over to one and I crush its skull.
Right. Gale looks about
And then I go
ferociously.
down here.
All right.
Hey,
So
hold up. Dweller's gonna wander up here to check on Valeri, and then he sees the dead hook horrors, and he's like, "No!" And he runs over and he starts like crying over the. He's like, he looks over at Orth. He's like, "How could you?
Valari
They were
is
innocent creatures of the dark."
Valari is kneeling in the corner. She rushes over. She says, "They were horrid creatures. They tried to kill this horrifically ugly human."
I'm not that ugly. I just
You left a bad impression.
I left a bad impression. Although
say
we
they
never
were-
did comeliness, right?
No, charisma
we
is
all
the charisma kind of combines comeliness and personality into one. And
Yeah.
you had about the personality of a hook horror. You tried Haragi and Peltower all had personalities.
I
of about-
don't think I rolled.
Oh, well, I guess you could roll Bell Tower, but you already have a minus because you're a Half-Ogre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a -2 to my reaction.
Just so to say that Haragi is at the
So
corner, just peering around and make sure there's nothing that way. Worry about all the checks.
just the right straight charisma.
Do you have
Or
straight
reaction.
charisma, but you're at a -2.
You're rolling your charisma.
Yeah.
She was right in her initial assessment of you, Bell Tower. Haragi, do you have infravision?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Haragi, you can see up ahead there is another door to the south, and then there is just a blank wall ahead of you.
All right. I'm not advanced. I just want to make sure we don't get attacked that way.
All right.
Is there any possible way that we could take a rest? Some of my more interesting abilities would become more of use if I had access to them. I am somewhat enfeebled right now.
Oh, well, you and Belgrakas could rest in my room. It has a hidden door. I don't
Yes.
care much for the others, but you welcome to share my bed.
Oh, of
But
course.
it is hidden so that someone can come in, and we can't get out.
Well, Moobar does like to make visits at night sometimes, but perhaps he could be waylaid.
What about to this room right here? It has a roaring fire, chairs.
Did we check these Ogrillions and loot
No.
them?
Do we need to rest?
I would like to rest.
Yeah, like
I
what
could,
time is it, Warrant?
Let's see. It is. Let's see. You underground dwellers. Let's see. You guys have done a fair amount because you had been adventuring and had cleared out all of those cave rooms, plus had killed the inhabitants of this room. So it's probably 3 to 4 in the afternoon. The Ogrillions each
Bag
have
full, too.
Let's see. So who's doing what? So this room is got a couple of kind of ratty looking chairs. There's a coal burning fire, and there's a small little room to the south, which looks like it was an arms room. And the Orogs each have the two Orogs are each wearing a golden armband, and the Ogrillians are each wearing a golden nose ring.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then in this closet there is two casks that are filled with some sort of alcoholic beverage.
All right.
Where they happen to be drinking eggnog. With rum.
I want to drink it.
So Gale, you can tell that these two casks are filled with dwarven whiskey, but the dwarven whiskey is the whiskey of the Durgar. So it's still a good heady whiskey, but
It's not nearly
it's
smooth.
yeah, it's very smoky. So it's a very peaty whiskey because they smoke it over coal. So it's still worthy of a dwarf, but it's not. Go ahead and roll it for 423, Haragi. The closet, you find nothing.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Go ahead and roll it for this room. The closet, you found nothing of interest. Try it for this room.
I'm yelling for Bell Tower to come in and pull these out.
All right, Harage, over the coal fire, there is a mantelpiece, and there are two candelabras, which on first glimpse seem like they're worthless, but that's only because they're covered in soot. But you wipe off a little bit of the soot, and they are ornate candelabras. So there's two candelabras.
Belgrakas, how much is this?
Let me see. It's junk.
No,
Actually-
rub the suit off first.
Belgrakas, you ascertain that these candelabras are worth at least 1,000 gold pieces apiece.
Oh, these are quite exquisite. Probably the best candelabra I've ever seen. They're the best. They're amazing.
So put down 1,000 GP candelabras, two of them, whoever's keeping track.
They're fit for a king.
Are we drinking whiskey, Gale?
This room has a horrid stench of Ogrillian and Ogre sweat in it.
Yum. Let's bottle that.
Just because this is where the bodyguards would hang out all the time, getting sopping drunk on this Durgar whiskey, and then they would guard whatever inhabitant was in Balari's chambers.
And now instead, you're gonna get an ogre and a dwarf getting drunk off of it.
Oh, hell yeah, let's drink that fucking whiskey.
We could camp out in 428 and 429. There are comfortable beds there.
I'm wasted.
Polari moves back and forth between Dweller and Belgrakas. Yes, these two could share my room, and there's plenty of room in his quarters.
You are most generous, my dear.
Did we loot the Ogrillians?
I'm not there to be able to hear it. Never mind.
Dweller's gonna go to bed. He's tired.
The Ogrillians, did Orth write down what they had? Where's Orth?
Sorry. Two gold
Well, it's
armbands. 2 gold armbands and 2 gold nose rings.
Right, they have cash or
4
anything?
gold nose rings.
4 gold.
There's
nose
4 Ogrillians. Yep.
Oh. All right.
You want to get a value on appraisal on those?
They are not artistic in nature, so Belgrakas would be probably useless in appraising them.
Just whatever the gold.
You know, Haragi could try a loot roll on them. If he wished. So the nose rings, he has no clue. And the armbands? No clue.
Well,
so you've got 4 nose rings and 2 armbands. Each of the Ogrillians were carrying spears that had silver tips.
4 of them?
Yep. And at the base of the tip, there was a opal instantiated in. So these spears seem to be a little bit better than the normal spear. The Orogs were carrying normal bastard swords.
Do we just take these tips off, or are these spears magical?
They seem to be of much better quality than a normal spear.
We just take the whole spear.
It's hard to tell if they're magical or not. But there's 4 of them.
The Ogrillians don't have any special armor or weapons?
Just the spears that they were carrying.
Okay.
That's the specialist thing about them.
And Warren, is it possible for me to get the +2 chain modified to my size?
Yes, you could. To modify a +2 chainmail in Greyhawk, it's going to be 1,500 gold.
1,500 gold. Okay.
So just make a note of that in case you wish to do so.
Okay.
All right, what is the party going to do now? Dweller is in bed.
Dweller already went to bed, yeah.
Yeah, Dweller,
trying to
like
get-
I said, his constitution is like a 6 and his strength is an 8. So he's like really tired right now.
Bellari tries to get Belgrakas to come with her into the room
Looking
with.
for a 3-way there.
Well, I wait to see what the rest of the group wants to do.
We're gonna
I really don't want to join in.
Yeah,
She's
Go
gonna
ahead,
have
you
one
want-
of your heads. She's gonna have a cock like sleepaway camp.
This one time at band camp.
yeah.
So just so
Sweet
you have
Sweet
an idea,
I
this
remember that
Bellari, she tells you in whispering sweet nothings in the pillow, Dweller, that she has been a concubine to this horrific evil priest for over a year at least. And so having any sort of human contact for her is extremely, it's something that she's needed for a long time.
Dweller says, "My dear, you are a concubine no longer, and you do not have to identify yourself as that."
She yells out into the hallway, Belgrakas! Belgrakas!
Are we resting or no?
I think we are, or we have to go back up to the surface. 'Cause we can't
I don't know if
At 3
You-
o'clock in the
Dweller's gonna
afternoon.
get any,
You ugly human, you guard with those other 2 miscreants. And bring the little gnome in with me too, I like him.
He gets to watch.
He can guard the door. What
You
are
know,
you doing at this door?
Image of the gnome standing in the corner rubbing one out.
No, this door, if you face the other side of it when Orth closes it, this door is just a wall. There's no latch or anything. It's only a one-way door.
So if we close that, that's pretty secure.
Yeah, there's no way to tell unless you were uncanny or you were the owner of the door that you could get in there. But just based the view of how things are, it usually seems like whoever comes in here comes up this ramp through the cave system and then exits through this door into the rest of the compound.
Warrant, Dweller like looks at her. He says, "I must warn you, my dear. I do have patches of moss growing in the strangest of places."
So does that big blue thing that you bring with you. He has moss growing everywhere, and then he eats it once in a while. So I don't know what you're telling me about.
Sure do.
Was there any gold or silver on these Ogrillians?
Other than the jewelry, that was it.
Okay.
And then, so who's next for henchman?
Oh, next level.
Yeah.
Next level,
I
you
can
get a
start getting
henchman?
henchmen right now.
Next level 9, I get henchman.
All right. What level are you, Gale?
9th.
Oh, you are 9th level, so you can get henchman.
Yeah, but starting next level is when I get
Followers.
the church's backing.
All right. So Bellari will be either, but you passed your charisma as well. So between Dweller, Gale, and Belgrakas, she is going to be a henchman to one of you three. So it's kind of up to you guys. Kind of up to you guys to decide who. Dweller, she's going to go with because he had the biggest spread on his charisma check, so she would naturally follow him first.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about her being a follower for me.
All right. I don't know if Belgrakas gets followers. I don't know if mages necessarily get followers.
I think we get apprentices at some point.
Do you get
Yeah,
apprentices, or do you get like a wizard tower or something?
Good question.
Yeah.
Let me
I mean,
look it
just so
up.
you know, my understanding is anyone can have henchmen pretty much at any level. It's when you need followers at certain levels.
Yeah, so she'll be a follower, just because it's right about that time and she's down here, and so Dweller's probably the most likely candidate.
By the
She
way,
could become
where,
dual class and become a druid. She does have high enough requisite score. So
what tree or whatever do priests get their followers from? Because it says that they get them, but I don't see like any numbers or anything for followers.
probably the max number is under your charisma score.
Well, I mean, that's for henchmen, it says, right?
Yeah, but I think priests call them followers, right? Isn't that how?
No, I think you got to go to the DM's
No,
guide and
it's.
take a look.
I am talking about the followers.
Is that what it is? Oh, okay.
Because, like for example, fighters, you've got a couple things to change, because you get your men at arms and so on and so forth,
And bodyguard.
as well as your bodyguard.
There's some sort of
Priest.
random table that you get to roll on, right? And it'll say like you get like plus.
Yeah, that's what I was just
like,
talking about. Because
like
so those are rangers. These
3
are wizards.
plus 3 clerics and like maybe 1 plus 2 cleric. You know, level 2 cleric.
Yeah, cleric's
got a bunch.
followers on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Does
but for
the druid,
I don't know where the one is for priest.
Because you
Does
get
the
like
druid have the
hierophants
same-
and all that stuff.
Okay, question: Does a druid get the exact same stuff as a regular cleric?
No, because druids are broken up into like hierophant and sycophant and all those different druidic
Sycophant.
levels. Yeah.
Well, I think
You're right.
eventually once you're an arch druid or something, or the grand druid, you do get followers eventually. Like I think the grand druid always has 3 arch druids hanging around or something.
Yeah.
You might have to go back to the first edition D&D Dungeon Master's Guide for them.
So henchmen,
there's
sooner
a
or later, all
major-
players are going to discover henchmen. Henchmen. kind of up to the DM. Should control when they get a henchman. Player takes over. So
You can just call her a henchman.
yeah, she's
Or
definitely
henchman.
going to be a henchman because you guys are at the level now where you'd get a henchman.
I'm still 8th level, so I don't know if I would get a like. Well, you can get
No,
henchman
she's
at any
just,
point,
I'm
right?
controlling her right now, but eventually I
Okay.
just figured she'd probably latch on to either Dweller or Belgrakas due to,
Okay, here it is. Yeah, so as a cleric, upon reaching 8th level, the cleric automatically attracts a fanatically loyal group of believers, provided the character has established a place of worship of significant size. I don't have that yet. Well, I sort of do. The cleric can build this place of worship anytime during his career, but does not attract believers until he reaches 8th level. These are normal warriors, 0-level soldiers, ready to fight for my cause, and I attract anywhere from 20 to 200 of them.
okay. Yeah, so you're going to have to build your place of worship, but you had talked about doing that at the Tower of War. So
Yeah, it's going to be the
obviously
first couple
you're,
floors.
because you guys have completed so many exploits and the name of Valorian is still spoken in amongst the Greyhawk personage, but Gale is also one that's been spoken about. But yeah, more than likely, Balari will probably be a henchman to Dweller when he gets his henchman contingent, and
That's,
then
So Warren,
that's why I sent word to the church.
if we were to purchase like a piece of land and have a house there that could welcome our potential followers just as an initial place, to house them until everything is set up, is that something we could do?
yeah, you definitely can. I don't know if you have enough money as of yet, but you definitely have enough money. Um, as long as people spent the right proficiencies. Let me see here. Let me just check something real quick.
So, because it says when a fighter attains 9th level, becomes a lord, he can automatically attract men-at-arms. These soldiers, having heard of the fighter, come for the chance to gain fame, adventure, and cash. They are
Yeah,
loyal.
so you'd likely attract because you have also been involved in performing the saving of Greyhawk, and so plus you're also friends with the men at arms that are already there, so naturally you would get a group that would probably follow you. So once you went back to Greyhawk, once you were high enough level, you'd probably be recognized with the title of rank or something like that. Same with Haragi. And then naturally you'd get some men at arms more than likely. Now, whether or not the men at arms want to delve all the way down into the depths of the dungeon, you might get a couple of real close henchmen that want to do that. But I don't know if you get all of your men at arms that want to do that. But
Oh yeah, no, I don't. I wouldn't want to put any of them in danger. I just,
you got a whole army down here. Yeah, I guess you definitely could. You might lose some henchmen though, because I think is your henchman max the max you can have over your career?
I don't know if these are henchmen because it says followers, and you can hire henchmen, right?
Yeah, you can hire henchmen, but your charisma ultimately is what I think mechanics wise limits your number. Yeah. Is that number at a time or number in career?
No.
You know what we
I
should do?
I
We
don't
should
know. My
like
number's
research
3
this,
though.
guys. We should research this subject in between game sessions because
Yeah,
it's
true.
not we're not going
Yeah.
to do anything with it at the moment anyway.
I know I haven't been at this high level in second edition for such a long time.
Yeah.
But either way,
never-
Bellari is latched on to both Belgrakas and Dweller, and has an eye out for Alleseto and Gale.
Well, I guess I'll go rest in the bed.
All right.
I want to be on the other side of Dweller, though. He's a little stinky.
All right. Dweller and Belgrakas, go ahead and make charisma checks.
Oh, jeez. Who's she gonna? Oh my god. Alright, let's see what happens.
She is a concubine.
And I get a plus.
Yeah.
Like, because it says I get a +3 reaction adjustment. So do I put that in the?
No, that's during your initial reaction when you're having a reaction adjustment with like a character. Oh, okay. All right. So Dweller, you gain back. Gale, go ahead and roll healing. Healing proficiency, Gale.
But yeah, that is my plan. Is I want to start doing the place of worship in the top floors.
All right. Gale, you'll want to make a healing check. For your proficiency. If you can
Sorry,
do so.
what was that?
Healing check.
Yes, I can. Sorry, I had to put it down for a moment.
Hey, no worries.
Dweller is gonna confess to Valeri. He says, "My dear, this is the first time I've ever been touched by a woman. No one has ever wanted to actually touch me before."
She
Sleep in that room.
she is much taken aback by your honesty, and she is just so happy that it's not this horrific evil worshiper of Vaprak that usually like sacrifices weird things before coming into her bedchamber. Okay, so everybody gains 3 hit points from natural rest and from Gale's healing ability. Dweller, you gain an extra 2 from Valari's ministrations. Belgrakas, you failed your charisma check. You do not gain any additional benefit, although you do get a good night's sleep and get your normal 3 from this evening of comfort. And you can study at the desk that her vanity, so you can memorize your
So
spells.
let me get this. So Belrakis was like literally in the same bed as me and Valeri as we're going at it.
Oh yeah, she's a concubine, man, and she was raised in the mean streets of an area about 500 miles away from Greyhawk, out of the Flanaess. So she's
No shame.
no shame. Exactly.
She's a real hippie.
So Dweller, your first encounter with one of the surface dwellers outside of this party that's come down here is well, it's magical and you're full health.
I feel my flowers blooming.
Oh gosh.
You know, there's not enough dwarven whiskey to drown out sound coming from over there.
The sounds from behind the closet.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say henchmen you can get 4, followers you can get hundreds. Yeah, okay. All right. So Bell Tower, you and Gale can fit in that bed, although you might roll over on him once in a while.
We should have a watch though, so we can rotate out, right?
There's also this area is pretty safe as well, and yeah, you probably would rotate the watch, but just based on what's going on in this area and the fact that you've knocked out these guys, you're pretty safe resting in this area. So everybody gets those 3 natural hit points back, and then whatever healing spells anybody wants to cast before resting and praying for spells the next day.
I give Gale a chocolate and
All right.
myself a
Between
chocolate.
those two things, that would put me up to max. I do have a quick question about those healing spells, though.
Yeah.
So that other book, whatever, that has the different pre-spells and stuff, are we using that one then? Because some of those healing spells are like more powerful than the ones in the normal handbook.
Are you talking about the Great Net Prayer Book
Uh,
or
whichever
the
one
Tome of
Owen sent
Magic?
me.
Yeah, so just run the spells by me that you want to use, but for the most part, especially the healing spells out of the Great Net Prayer Book, I'm pretty cool with because they have different levels of healing spells that they don't in the player's handbook, and I figured that as a cleric, I'm pretty cool with that. There's some spells
Okay,
in there
I
that
just
I'm
wanted
like,
to make
those are
sure
kind of
because, for
dumb. So
example, the third healing spell or the third level healing spell in that particular book is 3d8 plus 3. But if you're going on the actual player's handbook, the next level healing is the 4th level healing spell, and that's 2d8 plus 1.
let me look at
Oh.
that particular healing spell because I don't remember
Okay,
that one. I'll have to take a look at it.
sounds good. Other than that, I'm looking forward to a couple of those spells.
All right, sweet.
The non-weird ones, anyway. There's
Yeah, there's a lot of weird ones in there.
yeah, that's an understatement. But striking is one that I was kind of looking at that would fit my character perfect.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
the
I'll take a look
one
at
where
it.
when striking is cast, it causes the caster's weapon to become enchanted to do double the normal weapon damage whenever it strikes. For example, a dagger would do 2d4 and 2d3 instead of 1d4 or 1d3.
Oh, so it doubles the attack dice.
Yeah.
Oh,
If the
okay.
spell is cast upon a weapon created by a conjure... Oh, I don't care about that one.
Yeah, I definitely am interested in those. Send me a couple. I told Alvin this too, but yeah, send me the names of a couple spells you're interested in, and I'll let you know if they're good to go or not.
Okay. I'll take screenshots and get them sent to you.
Yeah, and then everything for the Tome of Magic and Player's Handbook are of course on the table. But yeah, you know, all you have to do is send me the name because I have the net spell book. I can read through it and peruse it. But yeah, something like
Okay,
that sounds
sounds
like
good.
it's normal. There's a couple other spells in there that are a little weird that I'm not too cool with, but
I wouldn't
Gale
be cool with
Lungs.
them even if you were.
All right, yeah. Hey, you guys want to take about 5, and then we'll head back here and keep
Sure.
delving through this wicked priest hideout.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Gale's doing what now?
Gale's doing nothing right now. Oh, yeah, that's right. No. With all the stuff going on in the other room, he's wanting to go down to room 423 and make a fire and just stay there.
Aha. Do you want somebody to come with you, or do you? I mean, that means opening up this door and the hallway and all that.
So that's a one-way door, you said?
Yeah.
Can we still go back to the way we came, like to 433, or is that locked out too? Are we locked out from going that way too?
No, we're in 428 now. Here. We can go back. I mean, if we close this behind us after we're out here, then
You guys had put a stone-shaped wall up here.
so
That was
we're-
that stone-shaped wall you had put up. So basically behind you, so nothing can come through to chase you from this way, unless you stone shape out of that wall.
So between this door and this door, we're secure here. But if Gale wants to go down here now, that makes it unsecure. Insecure? Unsecure.
Unsecure, probably. Insecure. Insecure. He probably is insecure.
This doesn't like the sound
No,
of
he didn't get a single one of those kills, which is why he made sure to definitely destroy this statue on the way back.
Mm-hmm. I'll help you push that over.
Let's see, players. There's a folder. All right. You have those spells, right, Belgrakas?
Sorry, I was on mute. What? And I stepped away for a moment. What was that?
That's okay. There was those two spell books that were there. You have those spells, right?
I don't. I don't.
If you look under player stuff, there's two under your name.
The Ironbound and yes, I have those.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Just making sure you had both of those.
Yeah.
All right. Is everybody back? Everybody should be rested up. Is anybody down HP? I guess with all the clerics, you probably are okay. But the evening passes uneventfully, at least for some of you. Belgrakas and Dweller, it's a little more exciting.
It has its ups and downs.
Is
No one's ever touched
really
my.
is Belgrakas really able to concentrate with that going on in the room?
I don't think Dweller was that long, to be
Oh, that's
honest. You know.
That's
No
true.
one's
You
ever. No one's ever touched my twig before.
Oh my God! If I hear that all night, I'll probably try to cut my ears off.
All right.
All right. Should we start up again and keep moving forward? I mean, we do have a bag of holding that's really full of stuff.
Maybe we should try to clear out this tower and then go up or something.
It's like 4 more floors, right?
Two more? Four more? How many?
4 more floors.
Oh. Who knows? I guess, how about until the bag is full?
I think the bag is pretty full. I mean, we could spend the time to figure out exactly what the weight situation is in there, but
If you've got all those ingots, you're pretty close to full.
Don't we have a caravan that comes up every once in a while? So we just need to surface and put the change in the caravan and then send it back.
we just have to decide to walk up and do that.
That's it. So we can
Well-
just walk up.
What day does it come? We should probably time that.
They wait out at the Ravenwood statue, and they stay there for a week, once a month.
Is it that time?
Have you guys ever used a caravan before?
No.
Not.
Okay, yeah, then it would be there. So this is probably the first time the caravan's there.
So
All
we
right.
just get to the top, put your ingots on there, and then come back down.
Where does it take that shit?
Back to you guys were, because you had found information, the leaders of Greyhawk had awarded you with a permanent vault space in the guild masters of the money changers, basically. So down in their vault, well below the city of Greyhawk, they have given you free exchange rate of any coinage that you find, or like metal weight into coinage of Greyhawk, and also storage space in their vault.
All right, great. Let's do that then. That'll take a minute.
Because you had befriended Odaluk, Derider, and Sentil. And there's Orth's town right there.
Sounds good.
All right. You wish to take your treasure and bring it to the upper floor?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Who's feeling lucky?
I will for change.
All right, go ahead and roll a 1d10 20, Haragi.
1d10, 20.
1d20. All right, Haragi, you lead or follow the trail as the party makes their way up the stairwell, the thin, crushing area past the dead claw hands, and further up to the area where the ants used to be, and the crumbled floor has been annihilated. Make your way back up to the stairwell, heading up, lugging the bag of holding, and eventually you're in the tower space. And you see this massive war wagon looming behind this curtain. And across the bridge, past the effigy, and your caravan is awaiting you right here at the Raven statue.
All right.
Catherine, I wanted low.
They'll be here for another 2 days.
Drop some shit off.
All right,
Yeah.
go ahead and take out of the bag of holding what you wish and put it into the... if you want, I could give you another handout that you could put in the stuff you don't have with you, or do you have that already?
Do it under. I'll just move stuff to
The Greyhawk Vault?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, put it in the Greyhawk Vault.
Just give me a little bit of time to copy and paste stuff.
Because I can't remember where the guild is, but it's one of these buildings. It's one of these. If I can remember exactly which one it is.
Do we want to save these priest scrolls? Sphere of Necromagic and Effacious Monster Ward. Does anybody want to take those?
Oh yeah, that raised dead scroll will be very handy for our priests to have, unless it's a problem because it's a dark god, in which case we might be able to do some
No, because
exchange.
the spell was already cast upon the parchment, so even though they'd have to speak the dark language, it's not going to affect them at all.
So
It'll evaporate the scroll. You wouldn't be able to copy it though because it's in a foul god's voice.
So
It would be like Gandalf speaking the black speech of Mordor.
So one of our priests should take them, no?
yep. Somebody take Effacious Monster Ward and Sphere of Necromagic.
I mean, Dweller can cast neither one of those.
Now, can druids read any priest spell off of a scroll?
I'll try and just.
You can technically anybody can read a protection spell. Like you don't have like if it's a protection spell, anyone could read read scrolls.
Yeah.
But no, I mean you have to be able to cast a spell to be able to cast it from a scroll.
Oh, okay.
Don't-
Normally.
Gale, can you take these or Seto?
what are there sphere restrictions?
Yes. Like if you cannot cast this, if your character cannot cast a spell normally, they cannot use the scroll.
I wouldn't be able to use this.
Can you cast necromancy magic?
Only light minor.
Reading the incantation, the priest or wizard can instantly. He does not need to memorize it. Have the material. Some scrolls are usable by all characters. Other scrolls bear hideous or humorous curses.
We
Yeah, it
also
doesn't
have.
say a whole lot about it. You could probably cast it because it goes away once it's cast.
Okay.
So as long as you feel, it doesn't give a prohibition, but there are some scrolls that have like curses and things on them, which I don't know if you have any of those scrolls. You guys have a couple of specialty scrolls, right? Scroll
Yeah,
create trap, scroll.
I was just going to ask about those. There's a few things here, like Oil of the Dryad. Like maybe our druid should have that.
Yeah.
Oil of Petrification will turn something to stone if it's thrown and hits the creature. So somebody with a good dex might want to be holding on to that.
Bud.
I don't have Oil of Dryad anywhere.
It's in these all these items that are here.
It
Oil
was
that,
it was a Lorian's. That was one of the things the Lorian had.
It's not listed in Lorian's stuff.
no, it's here in
Some of
Right.
these were not listed in the
No,
treasure
No,
and death
it's
handout. They
listed
were
in the
their own
bag of holding
handouts.
for a Lorian Dryad oil.
So does that mean we don't have it anymore? Because it's here. It's got its own little.
Right, but those are just the descriptions.
It's listed in the Lorian's list of items in the bag of
Oh, so
The only
these
thing
things
you
are
could-
not.
Sorry, yeah, Dryad oil. Sorry.
So all of these things that are here on the side under players have already been distributed to people. They're not.
Yeah,
just there.
you guys have them.
They're-
So I don't know who's carrying what, but you guys all
Okay.
have them.
They're
We
either
should-
in the treasure, they're in somebody's equipment, or they're from a past player, and they're no longer.
Like Xanth's Guardian is not with anybody. That's I'll just take that out of here, just because that was a person's rolled for item.
Hmm.
Okay.
Armor of Black Flame.
So that is armor of black flame is what Alesseto's wearing.
Ah. Yeah. Maybe is that possible to put that under his name?
Yeah, it'd
Yeah,
be
I
nice
can do
to
that.
like identify on all these who's holding on to it.
So
There we go.
let's go through these because I need somebody to tell me that they're taking the Sphere of Necromagic scroll.
Raised Dead, scroll
Raised
of
Dead.
Raised Dead. Yeah.
Scroll of Raised Dead. And what's the other one? I'll take it.
Okay,
All right.
taking that off.
What's the
Effacious
other one?
Monster Ward scroll.
What's it called?
Effacious Monster Ward.
Effacious. Is it written down in the...
It's in the Tome of Magic.
All right. Okay.
You take that one too?
Yeah.
All right. There's a couple more.
What, a couple more cleric spells?
Cloak of Bravery.
Is that a spell too?
Yeah. Cleric Cloak of Bravery scroll.
All right.
What sphere is that?
I don't know. And then-
Cloak of Bravery. Let me check it real quick
I
here.
think that's a priest spell.
Yep. It says Cleric Cloak of Bravery. There's a wizard scroll for Geas, Geas, whatever that is.
Gaius.
Gaius. G's.
I thought
Belgrakas,
Belgrakas had that.
Jeez, man.
Oh, the G's spell?
Did
Yeah.
you take it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cloak of Bravery is a priest level 4.
Seto, why don't you take it? Unless Gale wants it.
Its sphere is charm, but since it's on a scroll, it's a one-time use. So you can read it off the scroll and use the spell, and then the scroll is disintegrated.
And
So,
I have
yeah.
to assume you'd have to be at the appropriate level to cast it?
No. Scrolls you can just read off of the scroll. Yeah, you have to be high enough level to be able to create the scroll, but then anybody that can use a scroll can cast it.
Yo everyone.
Because
Thanks
even
for
some
clicking this
thieves can
video.
cast scrolls.
Tell you how So let's start. Gaze.
So you taking that one, Seto?
Yeah. What was that one called?
Cloak of Bravery.
Yeah.
And one more. Free action. Cleric spell. A cleric
Alright.
scroll.
That's a great one.
I thought I was
Okay.
just muted.
Gale's like, I've been muted.
Yeah, no, apparently I've just been making sounds the entire time.
Do you want
Alright.
free action, Gale?
No, not really. I'm good without scrolls.
Okay.
Alright, Seto's got free action.
I
So
mean, if you're gonna allow anybody to use those scrolls, then Dweller might as well take it.
Which one do you want?
Scroll of free action.
Okay, that's fine, Dweller. You can have that one.
And take also the Dryad oil, Dweller.
All right.
Who's got the protection scrolls? Protection from water, protection from all traps.
I don't know that anybody does.
Well, we should probably make sure somebody's got them so that if they ever come into need, we don't have to dig through a bag to find them.
Well, there's no more. What are you talking about? Oh, that's in the. I don't know what those are. Those are not in the treasure. They're not in the bag of holding.
They should be, because you guys have them.
Protection from water and protection from all traps.
Yep. And Scroll
Somebody
of
should
Create
take
Trap And I think there's a scroll of tattoo, right?
Yeah. And then who's got the wand of fog?
That was I thought the gnome illusionist had that.
Yeah.
Do we still? Is that Alleseto?
No, that's the
Smyddwack.
Smyddwack. I'm
Smyddwack,
pretty sure
okay.
he had the wand of fog.
Somebody needs to take ownership of the tattoo scroll, the create trap, protection from all traps, and protection from water.
If nobody else wants to, I'll hold on to the protection from water spell.
Okay.
Seems like a thief should grab. If a thief can read it, the scroll of protection from all traps.
Maybe our new thief would like to hold on to that one. I turn to Valeri. Would you like this scroll?
Just because she touched your twig doesn't mean you got to give away all her.
She got
She
nothing.
she is just as much a part of this this team as anyone else. She deserves the right to carry her own treasure.
Let me tell you something. If one of you is in trouble, I will save you. But if she's in trouble, I will not save her.
Bell tower.
Bell Tower pronounced. Bell Tower is usually pretty easygoing, but he just made a pronouncement.
I mean, he went out of his way to save the hook horrors.
And he went out of his way.
Yep.
Bell
Pretty
Tower,
girl is she's out, man.
Bell Tower went out of his way to make a pronouncement about Bellari.
I turn. Does she hear this? I put my hands over her ear so she doesn't hear the meanness coming from.
You earmuffs.
The Half-Ogre.
You're broad.
She gives. She looks at Bell Tower with one of those snooty, arrogant looks that only a concubine of a high priest of Vaprak can give.
That's why. Right there.
That's
That's it.
You guys have your loot distributed how you wish?
I think so. Here, and somebody else. I just updated the thing. I left some stuff in the bag of
All
holding.
right. Did you put in the bag of holding, or did you put in the treasure handout what you're putting with the caravan?
Yeah, I marked it under Greyhawk Vault.
Okay.
And the bag of holding still has the oil of open mind. There's a rusty skull key from somewhere, some rope, spell books, cooking ingredients. There's a bastard sword +2, dungeoneering supplies.
Should we have a key in the bag? Should we have the key ready when we get to a door that's locked and try and use the key in it?
Sure. Somebody want to hold on to it? Take it out of the bag.
I think we found
Keep it
that
on their
key in,
person?
like the second level.
Is that the key from the second level?
Yeah, I think so.
It may be completely worthless.
Belgrakas will hold on to it if you want.
Okay.
He's, generally once he casts the spells, he's useless anyway. So
Heavily rusted skull key from hole in floor where a Lorian set off the boulder trap. All right, I'm deleting it from the treasure.
And from this point on, it'll be another month before they come back.
Yep.
We might have to make a trip to town, but
Yeah, that's what it is. So next.
Well, we'll probably
Next time
will
we'll
just
walk in.
food.
All right.
Just mention this so when we find something useful. Haragi so far is you guys gave him the 2+2 longsword, so he's very thankful for that. But that's all he's had so far.
all right.
He has that in his armor, and that's it.
You want to hold on to the skull key?
You guys want? Does Haragi want anything else?
You're welcome to any of this.
I think the only thing Orth has is the. Oh well, he did get some splint mail armor, I guess.
Did we hand out those 2 healing potions from our
Helmet
old dead
comprehension.
companion?
We have them. We didn't distribute them though.
There's 2 healing potions in the bag right now. Does anybody need?
I drank one of mine. I mean, I could use a re-up.
I've still got 4, so I'm good.
Why don't you?
I still have mine.
What about the new companion Dweller?
Dweller, do you have any potions of healing?
I have 2 upon my person.
All right. So we'll just leave one in the bag.
Yeah, leave one in the bag. If worst comes to worst, I can take it out and run over and shove it down somebody's throat.
Right.
Well, I was going to suggest, how about leaving it with Belari? That way she can run it over if need be.
Sure.
We're gonna trust that girl
Yeah.
to save one of
I'm
us,
not-
really?
I'm not. She keeps cowering
Bell's
behind
like,
the
I
wizard.
can't find it. It's not in here.
Just
We should
just
go
to
in
give
there.
just to give you a sense of her trustworthiness, everyone. Remember, this is the NPC that cowers behind the wizard and the druid, both of which are the least likely to be able to save her.
It's a ruse.
It means she's not very wise, but
Agreed. She's waiting for us in the front lines to die, and then she's gonna stab you guys in the back.
She completely ignores Orth, right? Who could actually protect her, but whatever.
She doesn't like. Yeah, she's not a fan of Orth.
And out of spite, he's not a big fan of her.
Neither is Bell Tower.
She keeps
Be right
talking
back.
shit about Bell Tower.
Do I need to hold an intervention here? Leave the poor girl alone. She's been through a lot.
Well, we're having an intervention for you. Your girlfriend's a bitch.
Yeah, picking the splinters out of her hoo-hoo if last night's talk was anything to go by. Mr. Twig.
after being a concubine to a half-ogre, I doubt she felt anything.
Bell Tower laughs so hard.
He has rapport with Haragi now.
Like throwing a hot dog down the hound tunnel.
I was gonna say, Orth's mom told him about girls like her, so.
Are you laughing at my expense? I have a sense that there is a joke afoot. I would have rather been with Ichabod.
There is a good chance that once we actually start establishing my church here, I'm going to go through and find all the bodies, build a statue of them where they died, except for the elf, and bury them all in the top in a place of honor.
Did you say except for the elf? Oh my god!
Yeah,
It was
we'll put a plaque.
just to mess with you.
We'll put
Alora
yeah, there
was
you go.
like the MVP of this group.
we'll put a plaque where you.
I don't know.
Well, I
Your
think-
particular character shot me in the back of the head 3 times.
I know, but he had the most glorious death, being like swallowed whole by a boulet.
he was hoping you would get the point.
That definitely is the most glorious death.
Dweller
The
takes
only other one
Valeri-
that's close is coming up to the giant and just being crushed.
Yeah.
Dweller does talk to the Belgrakas. He says, my dear, there is a caravan outside that can take you back to the city. Are you sure you do not want to take advantage?
I feel I must continue to sally forth with you, Dweller and Belgrakas, and even the small dwarf and that cute little gnome. What else do I have to go back to? I will only forever be a woman of the night unless I can earn my keep down in this horrific area and take my revenge upon the one whom enslaved me.
I understand.
The only question I have is, can you cook?
Gale, do you have a moment?
Where
Belgrakas
is
says.
Gale? Oh, Gale is up over at the big. There's a giant tapestry that Gale is observing.
Gale,
Yes.
can you determine whether there's an enchantment on a person? I did not choose to do that today.
I can determine whether she's evil or not. Maybe that'll do it.
At the appropriate time, we need to determine whether we are actually dealing with her or Mugab or whatever his name is.
That'd be a good idea to check.
Actually, you know what? I kind of overhear them.
Actually,
this.
well, probably not, because I'm trying to be very quiet about it so that she doesn't hear us.
Oh, okay.
Well, because it's like I was actually already thinking about things of that nature. So when she, because I do have a high wisdom, so I would think about this. I do when she's not looking, cast detect alignment on her.
Okay. All right.
Hold up, but don't say anything yet, because I know I could have sworn I had it, but now I'm like kind of looking at my list here, and for some reason I'm not seeing it, and I know I saw it earlier. So I don't say anything quite yet. I could have sworn I had that. Tech chart.
There's two of me here.
Oh, no alignment. That's I do have it. I don't know why I said detect alignment. I meant no alignment.
All right.
No wonder I couldn't find it. I was looking for detect.
All right. So, Belgrakas and Alorian, what do you guys do?
Alorian?
Or, sorry,
You do
Dweller.
Like you said, I cast detect alignment on her when she's like, maybe
Oh, I
kept
sent.
talking about.
I sent you a couple of effects.
You did?
Yep.
I don't see anything.
Are you in Roll20?
Yeah. You sent me a message in Roll20?
Yeah, I sent you like 4.
Must be. Let me roll back up here. I don't. Did you just do it?
Yeah. Maybe I'll have to. I'll send it to you in
Hold on. Let me reload because.
Discord.
Okay, hold on. Oh, it's reloading. Okay, all those messages just came through.
Oh, okay.
As just as I was pushing the reload button, they popped up.
All right.
All right. Okay. All right. Interesting. I look at the Belgrakas and I I kind of give him a positive nod that she checks out.
All right.
Do we,
I bet
do
she
we trust
does.
Dweller?
Yes. How would you know to trust me?
What does Haragi think? Haragi and Bell Tower.
I don't like her. But out of character, she would be a good, like, I don't know, madam or head of the house while we're not there.
Well, right now we don't have a thief, so she has a set of skills that can be used.
Yeah.
As long as she's useful, Haragi doesn't care. But if she's going to start messing with the party and causing friction with the party, then he's for either kicking her or killing her.
Haragi don't play. She seems a little derisive of the non-humans. She seems drawn to two of the humans. She kind of thinks the two dwarvish, gnomish things are cute accoutrements, and she is not a fan of the two half-humans. Gale is
Okay.
Gale,
Shall we get moving?
Orth is cool with her as long as Gale is cool with her.
Gale is muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that?
There.
Orth kind of looks to Gale to see what his opinion of Bellari is.
He doesn't fully trust her or understand why she's with us, but it's no concern of his.
All right.
At least she's
Share
not
that
going to
attitude
steal
then.
his kills.
I say we go back down and keep going down that hallway. We took care of the business up here, right?
Yep, let's go.
What are you doing, Gale? Gale's sitting into a throne in front of a tapestry that has been torn down that is basically showing a latch over a door.
Yep.
Are we on the right map?
I see two Gales.
Yeah, there's Gale and there's Gale Longstaff. All hail. We own the throne.
You guys are all on the right map, right?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
You can move your character, right?
We're on the first floor.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
go back down to the fourth floor.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, who typed in red? We need to deal with this area.
Sorry?
On the map, it says we need to deal with this area. At
Yeah,
114.
The players put this note up there. It's not.
What does that mean? I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that either.
I don't think anybody knows the
None
story.
of our characters.
I know what it's there for, but I can't say because it's no longer my character.
So what
So
facts?
this character,
what
we
facts
found
do
a
we
journal. We found a journal in there that mentioned people being killed. That's pretty much it. There you go. That one.
You found a journal that it was basically a diary, and it had been penned in blood, and it had been found in the area of this room right here.
It looks like the former party. Is that what's going on?
Pretty much.
Well, I remember when Belgrakas joined, you had him read the diary. But why does it say we need to deal with this area? Have we not dealt with it?
No.
Okay.
I think Gale and perhaps Gale is the only one that has witnessed what's inside of this room.
Maybe we should all
And-
go in there and take a look.
Yeah.
Just see.
Or maybe
Yeah,
we should
it's,
ask Gale.
There's some
See.
amazing wagon. There's a wagon in there and some amazing chariots. That war wagon would make a great
Stop.
altar to my god.
Warrant. I wanna roll ancient history to see if Dweller knows anything about this.
All right, go ahead.
You gotta. All right.
And technically, this is ground floor, right?
Yep.
Stand by.
You get a +1 for everything below ground. Every level.
So, Dweller, you've never been up this high because this is above the subterranean level, and so you don't have any knowledge of what perhaps transpired in this.
Can I roll these? I have ancient history specializing in military.
Sure, go ahead. Well, it depends. Does Gale open up this door to show you what's beyond in here? I guess it's up to Gale.
Sorry about that. What was that? Oh, I'm about to go in there and take a look.
All right. So Gale thrusts open the door, and as he does so, you're faced with this massive war wagon that has got 6 wheels, and as the curtain is thrust to the side, you see a
A beautiful war wagon.
basically a phantasmic vision of a rider that is rapidly whipping some phantom horses onward, and this phantasm plays out, and you can see a vision of the war wagon move up and about and start to travel forward through basically where you're standing, and basically rushes through off to battle as this war wagon driver is basically scared out of its mind, looking behind itself as it whips on these skeletal horses forward. The famed 3-axle war wagon that occupies most of the room. The accompaniment of 8 chariots rests aside as if still defending it. As the wraith is, or as the specter is basically driving the war wagon through you, you see basically a wraith appear in a dark hooded blackness with glowing blue eyes, boldly take the reins, whip the war wagon on, and fly through you. The wagon and chariots, they're made out of bronze wood, and they're trimmed in hornwood and adamantite. They're ornately carved yet very functional. Atop the wagon, there's a short siege platform which boasts 2 ballista of the highest quality. On top, you can also see a couple of crates that house a number of spears that are at the back of the wagon. The wagon is designed such that a team of teamsters would have a mesh shield of interlocking adamantite tines ahead of them. Does anybody have art or appraisal?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and roll for the chariots. Right. And roll for the war wagon. Let's see here. And And Haragi, yes, you wish to make an ancient. Did you make it already? Oh no, okay.
Wow, those chariots and that war wagon are really worth a lot of money to the right collector. I mean, a
I'm
lot.
sure my church would pay a lot for it.
What does Alleseto know about wraiths? So the apparition that he just saw.
I mean, all in all, I think each one of those chariots is probably worth $5,000, and the war wagon 25,000.
It's pretty nice. Would we be able to send any of the stuff back with the caravan?
We'd have to probably escort it. We would need mounts, right?
We could ask them to bring the appropriate help the next time they come.
Yeah, we could request that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we're going into town before they come back, right? So we can make sure that they're ready for that.
I mean, that's 65,000 gold pieces in total. There's 8 of those.
We need to bring a dozen or more, probably 14 to 16 horses.
Yeah.
Sturdy ones.
That should be more than enough for us to buy a piece of land somewhere.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that'd be enough to buy a castle.
Each horse that can pull one of these, you would probably need a heavy war horse to pull each of the chariots. That would be 400 gold piece per horse. And then to pull the war wagon, you're going to need 4 of them.
Well, that's to buy the horses. We could rent them.
Oh, sure.
We could do draft horses, not war horses. We don't need to ride them in the battle.
You definitely
we could
could, yeah.
Two draft horses per or something, and just have them rented.
Like 20 draft
this
horses.
Gleaming bronzewood
Is
war
anybody
wagon.
figured out about the apparition part of this whole thing?
Can we turn it?
Let me take a look.
Don't we have an illusionist?
He's not here today.
Oh, it's Smyddwack. Yeah.
And a good guy. And they made him
Trying to see if that ghost thing or whatever is a threat to us, or if it's something that we can just destroy by smacking it with a weapon.
Let's see here.
It's only one. I don't think we'd have to turn it.
Let me see real quick here. Since you're exploring it. Make a religion check, Alleseto, or
I just did.
okay.
I did as well.
All right. Okay, let's see. Alleseto, you are unable to tell what it is. Gale Longstaff, the Gale, I sent you something.
Yeah, I'm reading through it right now.
Dweller is backing away. The Valari clutches your robe and backs away with you.
I think that we can face it. It's I get the sense that thing is about as strong as a vampire.
What do I know about vampires?
Yes, you do. You know that they are possible to repel with the faith of your god. However, it takes a lot of faith.
Ouch.
I've got almost like 50-50.
Can we kill it?
Out of
Yeah,
character.
that's the question. I looked at Gale and I said, "Can we defeat it?"
I think we could, based on some of the stuff that we've fought already. It might be good if we prepared a little bit.
This
'Cause
is
it's not
not
exactly. Yes.
This
It's
isn't
not
going to be.
attacking,
This
huh?
is not going to be a battle of muscle.
No, the magic weapons will still harm them. We can
So-
wait and come back a little bit
Well,
later.
do you know what kind? Any kind of magic weapon?
I'm holding one.
So maybe we prep before we go in with a bunch of buffs, you know?
Yeah, maybe get some protection from undead or something.
Well, prayer would help. Bless.
Yep. Yeah. Do we
Huh?
do we want to do this now? Or can we do? You want guys?
How tall is the ceiling?
The ceiling in here is about 40 feet up.
So
I happen-
enlarge on the tanks would be really useful because it increases our damage potential.
And I'm already large, so what would that make me?
Well, it's a little meta, and the wizard doesn't have enlarge because his intelligence is limited.
Dweller has an idea. Warren, our old characters are like buried out in front of the gate, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So Dweller is going to go out, and he's going to kind of stop because he's actually not used to going outside. But then he kind of takes a deep breath and continues on. Then he's going to go to one of the grave sites because one of the.
How would he know about the grave sites?
We
Dweller
have.
doesn't.
Oh. Does anybody know where these guys were buried?
The only marked graves out there are for the 2 dwarves.
2 dwarves.
Yeah.
Well,
And neither of
we
them
marked the
faced it.
grave. We marked the graves of our old characters were marked. I mean, they were buried.
I don't think we did, actually. I think our old characters, we didn't bury them.
I suggest you say that we marked.
I think only Alaris got buried.
Yeah.
So
No.
so they're
I was
they're
alive with
corpses?
worms, and I told you guys to bury me, right? Next
Yeah,
to
the
my
2
brother.
dwarves were buried. Yeah, he was buried.
Yeah.
All right.
But the first characters that faced these creatures.
Well, okay. So, but then, so if not everyone was buried, then obviously some of our old characters' bodies or the remains are still around.
Mine is still down in that cave, as far as I know.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dirkish is down in this cave with the bear.
All right. So basically, Dweller, because he kind of sees outside and he's never, he doesn't go outside very often. So he's going to go out, look around. Oh, look, there's some bodies down here. And, he sees the wizard because remember, Vortimir, jumped off and just, so he is going to, ask
Make
if he
a
wants to get a rope.
make a wisdom check.
A wisdom check?
Yep.
Okay.
See if you're.
Okay.
You notice the half rotted or eaten bodies of the. All right. So there is no more remains of Vortimir, but there is a dwarf skeleton in a cave with a bear skeleton.
So I'm going to go in there. I find the dwarf skeleton. And I'm going to cast Speak with Dead.
All right. What is the rest of you guys doing while Dweller is heading out of this tower?
Standing by.
Bellpal's just stretching and cracking his neck and his knuckles.
All right. Are you guys outside or inside?
That's maybe in this area right here.
Yep.
I'm hanging out with Bell Tower.
I'm staying inside looking around.
All right. So, Dweller, you cast Speak with Undead.
No, speak
And
with dead.
Speak with the Dead. All right.
Yep.
You see a dwarf skeleton and a bear skeleton in here. Which one are you speaking with?
The dwarf.
All right. As you cast the spell, the dwarf starts to shudder and shake, and a apparition of the dwarf when it was in its living flesh comes forward and says, "All hail!" What was your god before, Gale?
What was that?
What was your god before for Dirkish?
Oh shoot.
Was
I
it
can't
Saint
remember what his god
Cuthbert?
was. Yeah,
Was
it was
it...
Saint Cuthbert, but he was a human.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, it's human, not a dwarf.
Yeah,
So,
the dwarf and his bear, they were down here and they ran away.
all right, yeah, that's right. Okay, so the human comes forward in his raiment of Saint Cuthbert and says, "My God has not drawn me forth from this death. What do you call me forth for?"
Spirit, thank you for answering my summon. We have some questions concerning what took place before we showed up. Could you
All
tell
right.
us how exactly you perished in this world?
All right, Dirkish, you are now summoned forth.
We found these powerful wagons and we took them. Then these undead creatures started appearing and fighting us along with a spectral version of the wagon. We fought them. We did hurt them, but they were too many for us. We were too weak.
Do you know, as a follower of the gods, do you know exactly what type of undead?
Like how
Does
many
he?
hit dice are we talking?
I think we knew that they were specters, weren't they?
They were at least as powerful as vampires.
Okay. They so that's what I say. They were creatures about as powerful as vampires.
Did they did they display any special type of attack or defense?
They swarmed you and they killed you. They went through walls.
But what triggered the attack itself was messing with the wagon.
Say that one more time.
What triggered the attack itself was messing with the wagon.
Messing with anything in that room, I think, triggered the attack. But it didn't come until late at night.
Very well. Thank you, Spirit. And may you find a rest for the afterlife.
My God has abandoned me.
Alright. So he'll crawl back out of the pit. And I say, friends, I must warn you of the dangers ahead. And then I tell them what the spirit told me.
Wait for me. Wait for me.
Potentially messing with anything in that room, especially that wagon, could provoke an attack from the undead once the sun goes down.
So what if we clear out the room now? And just
It
move
appears
all
to
the-
be some. It
move
appears
all
to
the
be some sort of
chariots into this
curse.
room.
I do not think that would help. The dwarven spirit that the creatures flowed through the walls. No defense.
It was a human spirit, not dwarven.
Oh, I thought he was a dwarf. I'm sorry. So if you do want to mess with the wagon in the room, be best prepared to deal with anything.
Okay.
Beltars.
I think we could take any undead at this point. But we could always come back a little bit later too.
Yeah, I'm not super keen on fighting a swarm of vampires.
They're not vampires, they're as powerful as vampires.
Felt I was gonna back the clerics and say these two are very powerful gods. If we want to defeat them now, we could defeat them now.
What's Alleseto think?
This wagon will be here tomorrow.
Indeed.
So you want to clear out some of the other stuff first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Haragi and Belgrakas?
It might be good to research a little bit more.
I have my swords. I'm ready.
Haragi has no clue about the ancient history of this, but he's ready and waiting. How about Belgrakas? Oh, Belgrakas had to leave. All right. Orth and Dweller?
You're asking what his opinion is?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go in that room. He doesn't even want to step foot in that room.
Yeah, Orth's not really keen on it. I'd rather go downstairs.
All right, so it's up to you guys.
Let us go back into the safety of the depths.
That's not a statement you normally heard said.
That's kind of ironic, isn't it? All right, the party winds its way through the cavern system, cleared of hook horrors at this point, up through the grating into their last hiding place.
We did clear out all the hook horrors?
You were unmolested going through these caverns.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple of remnants of boule pile-throughs, and there's some other things that came through. And actually, this is... Oh yeah, you guys are coming to a big part next if you don't, no matter which way you go. So I'll hand out XP this time, because next session will be... There's going to be a lot going on.
Oh, we don't get a sneak peek.
Well, if you would have went and touched the war wagon, we would have probably had to roll initiative and then wait till next game anyways. So let's see here. Oh, actually, this is a milestone here.
I wonder, Gale, if you could bring some people from the church to help with the war wagon. That might not be a bad idea, yeah?
Well, possibly, but I'm sure they would want their cut if that was the case.
That's true.
But I could send a message to the main church of Glendagon and see if they'd be interested in taking part.
Well, at this point, we might as well
And
just
then-
wait and see if we can gain some more experience.
Essentially buy it from us. Finder's fee type thing.
Yeah, just split it somehow.
Alright.
Because right now I've got about a 50-50 chance of turning vampires.
That's not great odds.
Out of character. Hey, I don't know. That's pretty good odd. Last time I would have turned a lich.
That's true. And Haragi.
I'm relatively close to leveling up too.
Haragi would turn the vampire right towards him and then miss. Belgrakas, everybody's got experience, and I got to give experience to Bellari. Let's see here. Does Bellari level up? Bellari did not level up.
I
Just
need
about.
roughly 3 more sessions like this one, and then I'll be level 10.
Ooh. Yeah, you need a church so you can start attracting followers.
And that's the problem. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Orth's got a ways to go.
We can go hire some people to come fight these things too.
Oh yeah, Bellari is getting close to next level too, so.
So does she start dual classing as a druid then?
Well, she could. It would be up to whoever she decides she wants to hang out with. Right now, it seems like she's most aligned with Dweller. Although she's similar, she's hesitating on the Belgrakas, although just on the talks with her, Belgrakas and Dweller, you don't sense that she's smart enough to be a wizard. But she does have some charisma, so she might succeed as a druid.
So it's charisma
Or
for
she
druids,
could
not
continue.
wisdom?
I think you have a pretty high charisma, don't you, Dweller?
Yeah, I have like a 15.
I think druids have a fair amount of charisma. Don't rangers too? Although she's dexterous too, so being a
Is it
thief, she could always
is it
stay a thief. But,
Is it a prerequisite for those classes?
For
that's a good
druids,
question.
charisma is a prerequisite.
Sweet. Bell leveled. Belgrakas.
Actually, I think a druid needs a 15 charisma, a paladin a 17.
Oh,
Yeah, they
Belgrakas.
level up fast, so I'm
Nice.
guessing they need a better,
And
a better.
4 more hit points.
Yep. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, druids need a 12 wisdom and a 15 charisma. So I don't even know if she's wisdom enough. I think she's just barely wise enough. But I don't know if she's intelligent enough to be a wizard.
You only need a 9 to be a wizard.
Oh, I guess maybe she is wise enough or smart enough then.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. Yeah, it's like she might not be able to like learn higher level spells, but yeah, she's as long as she has at least a 9 in intelligence, she could be a wizard.
Okay. So,
She'd
yeah,
be a pretty
sweet.
shitty wizard at that, but yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, like I don't think you can go past.
Although she does seem very agile and nimble. So.
Oh, I can.
Yes.
Dweller.
Well, it's like I
attest
can
to
Oh,
that.
Dweller can attest, yeah.
Hey, Warren, unless you're going to waive it, though, it says for dual class restrictions, only humans can be dual class characters. To be a dual class, the character must have scores of 15 or more in the prime requisite
Oh, there you go.
of his first class, and his scores of 17 or more in the prime requisites of any classes he switches
Oh,
to.
okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so she is human, but yeah, she might not be able to do a class then. At least not at this point.
Not with the way we roll.
I think we need a rogue more than anything anyway. So it wouldn't bother Dweller if she stayed as a thief. Because this group does need a thief. some of the open locks, things of that nature.
All right. All right. Well, we should be good. Next weekend, it might be like a half hour later. It might be at like 4 o'clock, but we'll probably play a little later too. Right now, what is it, 7:15? So yeah, we'll probably play a little later next one,
There you go.
depending on what the party wishes to do. But yeah, you guys are coming into some interesting stuff here. So, what's behind door number 1? What's behind door number 2? What is behind door number 3? That is the question. All right, sweet.
Is
Well,
it okay, Warren, if I convert some of this stuff from the Greyhawk vault just directly to gold?
yeah, they will do free. They don't charge you anything to convert it, so you can convert it to gold. That's fine.
There's a few things that we need to get appraised, and
Those things you'll have to make a journey back to town, so just leave those separate. But anything that you know the value of,
okay,
yeah, you can definitely do that. That's no
I'll
worries.
do that. Just get rid of a bunch of this stuff.
Like the copper ingots, you can definitely convert that into gold piece value if you want.
Will do.
How much is your copper worth?
6,000 copper, which is what is
gold.
Like 30 gold.
60.
Yeah.
You've been lugging around 6,000 copper ingots or 6,000 CP worth of ingots.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. Well, we'll hit you guys on the other side.
Alrighty. Take care.
Thank
All
you.
right,
All right, have a good one.
Good night.